Hey everyone, Brian from Three Geeky Dads here. Before we begin tonight's episode, I just want everyone to know that we are now sponsored by Audible. As an IT professional for a school department, I find myself behind the wheel of my car traveling between schools almost all day long, and that's where Audible comes in. Right now, I'm enjoying listening to Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, read by Stephen Fry. It's so enjoyable to hear this hilarious audiobook read by a proper British comic actor. And that's just scratching the surface. Audible is the leading provider of spoken word content, with everything from bestsellers, celebrity memoirs, and news to podcasts. Yes, if you're into podcasts, and you're listening to us right now, so we can assume you do, Audible has got you covered. Just go to www.audibletrial.com/3GD to get your free 30-day trial today. That's www.audibletrial.com/3GD to get your free 30-day trial. You'll get 1 credit, 2 credits if you're already an Amazon Prime member. That's good for any premium selection titles you like, and they're yours to keep. You also get the Audible Plus catalog of podcasts, audiobooks, guided wellness, and Audible originals. Listen all you want. No credits needed. Again, that's www.audibletrial.com/3GD. $14.95 a month after your 30-day trial. Cancel at any time. Audible. Stay informed, connected, and inspired. And now, on with the show.
Warning, incoming dad joke. Warning, incoming dad joke.
What do you say when your uncle sneezes?
What?
I don't know. What?
Nephew! Huh? Nephew?
Oh,
Nephew?
no.
Huh? Niece.
The niece is nice.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
It looks like a pink nightmare. Christmas as a Yule log. Not a log, I don't have a log, but it's Mother's Day.
All that I have, all that I've done, everything I feel, all this and more, I bequeath you, my son.
Your father was Frankenstein, and your mother was the lightning.
We named the dog Indiana.
I am the father.
I think you missed your calling.
Did I?
I think so.
I should be writing for Fallon.
You could. Well, don't sink that low.
Well, no, that's what I am. Bad
Everybody's
joke,
gonna
bad
start somewhere.
host.
It-
What'd you think, Tito? Did you like it?
Missed it by that much.
I don't understand
That was for you.
anything of what just happened.
Damn. Back to the drawing board.
Tito bumped his head and didn't wake up.
Nephew.
It's kind of how it's been for the past couple of years now.
Nephew.
I think actually. Nephew.
Instead of Hachu, you know?
Nephew. And then knees.
Yeah.
Very knees.
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 You know, because uncles and
Uncles
nieces and
and
nephews.
nieces and
Nephews and sneezes and
Wheezes and
wheezing.
And pleases.
pleases.
Oh, Jesus, save us.
Get on with it!
No. Where are we? Oh, yeah. Hello and welcome to another thrilling episode of Three Geeky Dads. The show now brought to you by the new Samuel L. Jackson waterproof yard tools, the only tools to have when you're tired of these motherfucking rakes in the rain. Maybe I should be writing for Fallon. I am Mark, and with me, as always, are the John and Jacob to my Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Derek?
Brian.
And joining us, as always, to say F you to math and the accuracy of our show title, the man who puts the Mac in Macaulay, Tito.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
you're just as adorable.
for sure.
the Mag Daddy.
How is everyone?
Mac and
Oh, just
Coley.
duck.
How's everybody doing? We
Doing all
we
right.
didn't make small talk on the last episode, so I didn't get to say
didn't.
how about those Celtics.
Oh,
yeah. right.
About those
Champions,
Celtics.
baby.
right.
So we're a little late.
The
but
parade was just this past week.
That's right.
Oh.
And
My brother
and
went.
Jaylen Brown
Oh, really?
killed
He
somebody
did.
with a bottle or something like that.
Oh, I didn't hear
No.
that.
Or he
Oh,
didn't hear
wounded
that either.
somebody with a bottle. He
I
threw
don't
a
know.
bottle.
I think he
was
drank something from a bottle.
He was
Right.
throwing beers for people.
Oh,
and-
somebody didn't
and
catch the ball?
Somebody didn't catch the beer bottle.
The beer?
Well, they caught it in the head. Something like that. I
Gotta
don't
pay
know.
attention, folks.
They probably loved
Pay
it.
attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Jalen Brown should be in there.
Jalen Brown just gave me a
fucking weirdos.
concussion. Go
See
Celtics!
this scar? I got this at the fucking
Parade,
parade.
dude.
Dude, I got
24.
Hockey.
Juggling.
Basketball.
I don't even know how I got home that night. Fucking weirdos. Way to go, Celtics.
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats, and there
right.
you go. I love Boston because they could just make anything entertaining, even a parade, which parades aren't very entertaining.
Parades are not
But in Boston,
entertaining.
after a sporting win of sorts, a victory, they just make it entertaining. All right, so that's the sports talk of our show.
Yes, it is.
Tonight is a request night as we take a look at, at a classic movie featuring one of the all-time great comedians of screen, John Candy. Our faithful listeners, Jerry Macrina, my mom, and Sarah Macrina, my wife, and maybe Goon, my cat, for all I know. I don't know. Family's been chiming in a lot. Meow, 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 meow. Have
Uncle Buck, meow, meow.
have requested we talk about the always fun family great Uncle Buck. And since this is our last episode for a while.
That's right.
Yeah,
this
we're
is our-
going on a
yeah.
summer hiatus.
So, this is and since this is our last episode, while the dads take a month off for our summer fun, cookouts, vacations, and just our own family bonding time.
Working on our beach bods.
Working on the beach bods, getting a tan, probably fixing stuff around the house.
What's more to the point?
hoose.
Wow,
Yeah.
that sounds fun.
Yeah, sounds much better than podcasting.
Sounds good.
Yeah. We figure why not go out with something happy and beloved by almost all moviegoers everywhere before we come back in August and repulse everyone again. But before we grab our bowling balls, light our cigars, and start our car engine that sounds like James Brown, our own uncle of unique unagi, Brian, has prepared...
Unagi.
Japanese, I looked it
know.
up. You know what I did? I had to look for foods that start with the letter U.
Oh, Quince.
Couldn't use quince,
That
but
has a U in
unagi.
it.
It's a type of sushi dish. So dish.
Disc.
It's a type of sushi disc.
I got all my recipes online.
Our own uncle of unique unagi, Brian, has prepared a yummy appetizer to start us off.
Thank you, Mark.
Brian, seriously, try to make unagi though. It's a sushi.
I'll do my best.
Do it now. Thank
I
you.
will.
Get going. Stop. One of the things you can do while you're on your hiatus: learn how to make unagi.
Unagi.
If I'm even saying it right.
It's unique.
Unagi.
I think it's unagi too.
Son of a bitch. Well, potato.
That tracks.
You just
can't say
you just
most
pulled the
things
Derek.
right.
I did. All sushi looks alike to me. That's what it is.
Well
What a
played.
jerk.
That was fun. Wow. Very sharp.
Going out on a high note, gentlemen. I
Sharp
can tell
as
already.
a tack.
When you get a haircut, that's what happens.
Sharp as a fucking
Brain
tack.
gets in there.
It's all the
And then,
air on the
you're
head.
Tarp as a
Everything
shack.
becomes less cloudy.
Yeah. What's the appetizer?
How you doing?
Who are you?
I'm your Uncle Buck.
Do I have an uncle?
Unfortunately.
Holy smokes. He's cooking on garbage.
All right, so tonight, as Mark mentioned, and by request, we will be taking a look at Uncle Buck. This John Hughes directed comedy from 1989 is about a laid-back, unemployed bachelor named Buck who is forced to babysit his brother's 3 kids after a family emergency pulls their parents out of town. He wasn't their first choice to watch over the kids, but with a little bit of luck and a lot of tough love, he manages to win over everyone in this heartwarming family comedy. In the starring role of Uncle Buck Russell, we have the late, great John Candy. And with that being said, we just lost another beloved actor this past week. Donald Sutherland passed away at the age of 89. I believe it was 89, was it
I
not?
think so.
88, 89.
Somewhere in the upper 80s.
Somewhere in the upper 80s.
Absolutely. I'll ask
It was
Kiefer.
a good run. Yeah, Kiefer.
I'll ask
Yeah,
him
double
later.
check with
Ask
him.
Kiefer.
Next
sure
time.
he's
How he's
tax.
Friend of the show, Kiefer. So we thought this would be a great opportunity to pay tribute to this acting legend and take a look at some of our favorite Donald Sutherland movies.
Nicely put.
Brian, you're up first.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Start us off.
So I'm going with The Great Train Robbery from 1978.
Great choice.
This
Sean
movie
Connery,
directed
right?
by Michael Crichton, also written by Michael Crichton and starring Sean Connery, Donald himself, and Leslie Ann Down. Tells the story of like they said, a great train robbery. It's based on a true story from from the 1850s, and it's a really fun movie. Derek, you have it on your Vudu.
I do. It's one of the ones I haven't watched.
I did. I've watched it twice on your
Really?
Vudu. Yes, I have. And
Somebody should be.
Yeah, I know.
Derek's not.
Derek's
I'll
paying
get
for
to
these
it.
things.
I got like 600 movies on there that I
You really do.
I do that I haven't seen.
And I'm working my way through all of them one by one. The Great Train Robbery was one of the first ones I watched when I got access to your Vudu, and I really enjoyed it. It's a fun caper.
Yeah.
It really is. Michael Crichton, the writer and director, the writer of Jurassic Park, among
Congo
many others. Yeah, Congo.
He directed it?
He directed this. He's also
I
directed.
love Congo.
Yeah.
He directed many movies. He directed The Andromeda Strain.
I was
too,
gonna say The
believe,
Andromeda
and-
Strain,
and
I
a
think
few
he did.
others. Yeah, if you look,
Oh.
he's directed quite a few stuff. He's also the executive producer of ER that ran on NBC for the longest
He's still
time.
kicking, right?
He wrote
No,
that,
he
right?
died.
Oh, Michael
I
Crichton.
thought so.
Michael Crichton
Passed
died
away
almost
a
10
while
years ago.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But yeah, regardless, The Great Train Robbery is a fantastic movie. Check it out. It's an awesome caper, an awesome heist movie, and it's got a great cast, great story. Based on a true story, like I said, written and directed by a writing and directing legend, and you can't go wrong. Check it out.
I want to see
Nice.
this movie. It's good. I'm glad to know that Derek has it, so I can
Yep,
watch it.
it's fantastic, dude.
That sounds cool. I love
Do,
a good
do.
train robbery. The first thing that popped into my head was Merrick from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I love this movie. I grew up watching it. I think Donald Sutherland is absolutely hysterical in this film. Breaks my heart every time he dies. I love the when he sees Pike again, and she's like, "You guys know each other?" He's rather fond of passing out just as I happen along. I always laugh hysterically every time I hear it. And I just like that he was as talented an actor as he is, and as many phenomenal roles as he has had.
Yeah.
Like, I love when like an actor of that caliber does a movie like this and can have fun but still be really good in the role.
Well, even Rutger Hauer in that movie
Rutger
too.
Hauer's
Same
fantastic.
thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It could be really bad, really cheesy, and I think the movie kind of is. But yeah, he's fantastic as Merrick, and I was always so bummed out when the show came out. I know it was kind of a different take, but I was like, oh, I want Merrick.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
Giles. I grew to love Giles, but I like Merrick better.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my guy.
Anthony Head.
And then he had Stewart.
Anthony Head.
Anthony
Stewart Head.
Who's one of those
Stewart
three
Head.
namers.
had a walk-on part in a Hammer
Serial
film.
killer.
Did he really?
He was in the Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, the one with Valerie Leon. Remember
We
the
watched
female
that.
mummy
Yeah.
one?
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of the one that takes place
Show
in
me
modern
that one.
times, as modern as Hammer got. It was the early 70s. Anthony Head played one of their friends at the beginning. He had like one line, but it was
Nice.
clearly
That's all he
him.
needed. It was
Clearly him.
You got to
Nice.
start somewhere, man.
Yep.
Mine is Oddball from Kelly's Heroes. I love this movie. It's one of my favorite non-horror films, and I absolutely love Donald Sutherland is just funny. He plays
He
so
is.
many serious roles. We tend to forget he's done a lot of comedic stuff, from Animal House to Horrible Bosses. He does have that lighter side to him, but I don't think it is showcased any better than as the hippie tank-loving oddball in Kelly's Heroes, which is the ultimate heist movie about a group of World War II soldiers sidestepping the war to go heist some gold from Germans. It's got an all-star cast led by Clint Eastwood, Telly Savalas, Don Rickles. You've got Carol O'Connor in there, and Donald Sutherland, obviously, and he just steals the show. So that's my pick.
Nice.
He plays a kind of a hippie, though.
He is a hippie. He's a hippie who loves tanks. It's very funny.
Takes place like 20 years before the hippie scene
Right.
really
Yeah.
took
Right.
off. So he's kind of
He's
kind of an
ahead of his time.
oddball.
Ahead of his time.
He's ahead of his
in
time.
this movie.
Yep. He's got long hair. He's got the beard.
Yeah.
Just the
And,
face he makes with those
don't
cheeks.
step all over me with those negative waves,
Stop
man.
with the negative waves. They'll be in the middle of the battlefield, and there's gunfire everywhere, and one of the soldiers is complaining, and Donald Sutherland will just chime in with, "There you go with those negative waves again. Why don't you say something nice, like how beautiful it is out here?"
So it sounds like the hippie movement might have fashioned itself after
They
him.
saw this movie and said, "Hey, we can take that and make it obnoxious." Great. So and that's what they did. It is. If you haven't seen it, seen it. You don't need to be a fan of war movies at all. It's just a great.
If you're a fan of
film.
heist movies, it's a good one.
Yeah.
It was Three Kings before Three Kings.
It really was.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. Unfortunately, there are a lot of classic films with Sutherland that I haven't seen. Clute, Invasion of the Body Snatchers,
Who's
MASH.
good with the
Yeah.
MASH, Ordinary
Fonda.
People. Like these, along with tonight's main course, are big films that a movie buff type person like me, I'm embarrassed to not have seen because I've never seen Uncle Buck until we.
I'm embarrassed for you.
No, no kidding.
Wow.
First time ever.
It's. I'm ashamed. I'm absolutely ashamed. Trust me.
I'm surprised.
I'll join the club because we're ashamed too.
I am shocked.
We're ashamed
But for
you.
different reasons.
Yeah.
We're ashamed to know you. But I feel like favorite role for him would be a toss-up between John Bell, who's the father in An American Haunting, and President Snow in the Hunger Games series, which I'm not. I mean, that series doesn't really do a lot for me in general.
I do remember him in that.
But those two roles, especially President Snow, are so different from like any of the lighter, almost like he like you said, he does a lot of comedy roles and a lot of and some serious ones where he's like a general or some type of military, right? But, you know, it's so different. Not so much the John Bell, but President Snow, he's fucking evil.
Yeah.
And he plays it so good.
He's really good in that movie.
He can be scary. I mean, he can be scary.
Because it was a series.
Right.
He's got some good range, man.
He does.
And
He's got range.
Yeah,
Any
runners up.
I have a few runners up. I've got The Italian Job.
Yep.
I've got Animal House.
Oh, good one.
Heaven Help Us from 1985 with Andrew McCarthy. Takes place in a Catholic school. He was one of the brothers.
I haven't seen it, but I know.
I
the
used
dad
to
from fucking
remember that
Home
one.
Alone.
Dude.
John Hurt.
John
Yes,
Hurt.
John Hurt. The dad from Home Alone. Another
What's that
connection to
called?
this movie. Heaven Help Us.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, it came out in 1985. I watched this movie. I went to see it in the movie theater back in the day. I was in high school. It was funny.
Kevin Dillon is in
Kevin
it?
Dillon.
Kevin Dillon's
Dillon's in it.
Yeah,
Matthew's brother. I even think that
Stephen Jeffries.
I think Stephen Jeffries might be in it as
no
well.
kidding. Cool.
But it's a really funny movie. Space Cowboys and Horrible Bosses I picked as well. And I also want to point out that he was in a Hammer movie and an Amicus movie in the same year. He was in Hammer's Die, Die, My Darling, also known as Fanatic. And Amicus's Dr. Terror's House of Horrors. He was in the vampire segment.
I'm going back and watching
That's
those
right.
then.
Which I have both of those.
You do.
I haven't watched Die, Die, My Darling.
You know, I haven't either.
But Dr. Terror's I did.
Yes,
Actually,
I did as well.
Did we watch that together?
No, I don't
All
think
of
we
us?
did.
What, Dr. Tart? No.
Yeah.
No.
And I
watched it on
watched
my
Die,
own.
Die, My Darling. Die,
Die, My Darling.
Die,
Die.
Tallulah Bankhead.
Tallulah Bankhead
Yeah.
from Lifeboat.
Yeah, it's one of Hammer's contemporary thrillers.
I just realized I have a bunch of movies with him in it that I have not seen.
Derek, you really got to start watching your own voodoo.
Because there's another one, him and Julie Christie, our husband and wife. It's, I think, Don't Look Back.
You know, I didn't put anything, but Clute is a fucking phenomenal film.
Yeah, it is.
I love The Italian Job. He's not in it a ton.
He's
but
not.
He definitely has a lasting
He's a great
impression on
character
me.
actor, too.
Yeah.
He's never
Yes, he
really
is.
been the lead in very much.
Yeah.
But he's a great character actor.
But yeah, nothing
Clute.
really came to mind. I just did that first one.
My runner-up is Invasion of the Body Snatchers because
Oh,
I just got
fuck
done
yeah.
saying how funny he can be, but
Yeah.
this proves how scary he can be, especially at the end of the movie. This movie's really old, so I'm not.
I'm
If
also
I spoil it, too
Do you
bad.
have another one?
But the ending with a
Yeah,
it's
that's
like-
iconic.
iconic in sci-fi
Yeah,
horror.
when he passed away, that was one of the pictures I chose to put up on our
Yep.
Facebook page.
It's
Yeah,
terrifying.
it
that's what
is.
that was
He can
from?
be terrifying, and I also like I can't recall the name offhand, but it just dawned on me. Animal House, love him in.
Oh yeah,
Animal
he was
House.
the professor.
He's the
He's
professor.
the one who
Oh,
ends
yeah,
up.
yeah,
I
yeah.
find
Karen
Milton-
Allen ends up
yeah,
sleeping
find
with him.
Milton just as boring
Boring
as
as-
you
yeah.
do. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
You're surprised I didn't pick what?
The clumsy waiter from Kentucky Fried
I was
Movie.
going to mention that.
Oh, okay.
I was
All
gonna
right.
mention
I'm
that.
sorry.
Yep.
I didn't mean to step on you.
No, you didn't step on me. Yeah, he is the clumsy waiter in in Kentucky Fried Movie. He doth not speak a word. He just drops things. It's in the That's Armageddon segment, and it's Donald Sutherland as the clumsy waiter. It just keeps cutting to him dropping trays. It's a riot.
I too had Buffy the Vampire Slayer because I think that was the first thing that I ever saw with him. And John Bridger in Italian Job, like you said, lasting impression. Like he's not in it for very long,
not.
but with the parts that he is in, it's great to watch.
He's the one that motivates everybody to.
Yeah, and he's a riot in Space Cowboys. He's my favorite old guy in that one.
Yeah.
I love
I
old
never saw
guys
that
movies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
Which you just added to your voodoo.
Yeah, a little
Space
while ago. It
Cowboys?
was part of
A couple
a
of
mix
weeks
and
ago.
mash. Yep.
Wow.
Feeding my problem.
Feeding my problem. Feeding my habit.
Your problem.
Oh, sorry.
What was that? What were you
No, I
going
was
to
just
say?
going to see if we were.
Oh, I have one more thing.
Yeah.
You were asking what I was laughing at
yeah.
because I was showing Tito. I have here in parentheses. I said Mark will pick Carrie's heroes. Kelly's Heroes, or Kentucky Fried Movie, or both. Tito will pick Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Derek will pick either The Italian Job or Hunger Games. So I was 3 for 3.
You are.
And that's why I'm laughing.
And this is,
You know us well.
I do.
We have been spending way too much time together.
6 years of podcasting together.
And
boys.
honestly, I don't even really like the Hunger Games movies, but I thought he's
really
the
good.
best part of it.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen him play a villain, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did you just say Invasion of the...
Well, he starts
No, he
out,
wasn't.
no, he's
He
a
was
good
the hero
guy.
until the
He-
very end.
He's the hero
Okay,
at
not
the
to
very
spoil
end.
it.
No,
Well,
it's in the
that's-
70s.
yeah.
If you haven't seen it
Yeah.
by now, it's your fault.
Yeah.
For sure.
He does get body snatched. And
Yeah.
but he's the hero up
Gotcha.
until
Oh,
like
hello.
the very end.
So there.
Yeah, Derek.
Yeah,
Okay.
Derek.
My own fault.
watch
It's
your
my own
voodoo.
fault.
About to get
I don't think you
snatched.
have that on Vudu, do you? Not the. Do you have the?
No, you
70s?
don't.
I got Space Cowboys.
do.
He does.
I do have Space
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll put that one on there and watch it.
Do you have Clue on your?
I don't. Oh, well, unless it was part of that Columbia thing. Is it a Columbia movie?
No, I don't think it was. I don't
No?
remember
Okay.
seeing it as part of it.
I'm sure we're missing a ton of movies where he has been a villain for sure. Like,
Oh, maybe.
absolutely.
But none that I've seen.
Yeah. So,
Oh, Time to Kill.
comment.
He's an asshole in that, right? Doesn't he?
Oh, that's
Plays-
right.
I think he plays Kiefer Sutherland's dad in the movie, doesn't he?
I think you're right.
Yes, I'm
still
glad
trying
they're
to think.
dead, and I hope they burn in hell. That wasn't Donald Sutherland.
It sounded like George W.
I was going to say, that's the best Donald Sutherland I've ever heard.
Well, you're doing our Donald Sutherland from now on, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Out they burn it
I hope they burn in hell.
It's like he's sitting right next to me.
The ghost of Donald Sutherland.
Still alive.
He's taking over me.
All right, awesome appetizers, everybody.
Good job.
Shall we do the main course?
The main course.
Happy birthday! Woo! I hope you're hungry. You should see that toast. I couldn't even get it through the door.
John Candy. When we think of this famous comedian / actor, we often not only remember our favorite roles by him, but also mourn his passing that came far too soon. A heavyweight with a heavy heart, John Candy made pretty much any movie watchable, delivering a sort of genuine nice guy vibe that often had a hint of wicked mischiefness
That don't make no sense.
That ain't
to
no
it.
word.
Mischievous.
It is now.
Yeah,
Seriousness?
mischievous.
Mischief.
Here we go.
Mischievousness.
It's really good.
Is there a red squiggly line underneath it?
No,
If there is,
you know
it's not a word.
That's wrong, Mark.
I read it wrong. That's why. There we go. Delivering a sort of genuine nice guy vibe that often had a hint of wicked, mischievous fun when provoked, be it annoying in-laws, drunken clowns, or old hag principals with warts on their chins. And he was also the devil in Home Alone. I believe that fan theory. To many, he was the ultimate fun-loving guy, the everyman living a blue-collared life with innocence and humor, a victim of circumstances with hilarious results that always made for some of the best comedies in the 80s. So, of course, a movie called Uncle Buck was just the role Candy was born to play, and play it he does, and brilliantly. His one-liners and quotes are still referenced today, except by Derek. His comical stuttering and lovable buffoonery to many is at its peak in this performance. In other words, he's just so damn lovable and the finest thing to come out of Canada since David Cronenberg.
1, 2, 3, 4. Canada deserves more money.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's an interesting
explains
pair.
a
I
lot.
didn't know
It does.
Cronenberg was...
He's Canadian.
No, yeah.
That explains so much.
Yep.
Blame Canada.
Blame Canada.
Blame Canada.
No, kiss Canada. We love Cronenberg. Give him a kiss. Give Canada a kiss. Gentlemen, opening thoughts.
Right on the mouth.
Brian.
All right, I remember seeing this movie back in the theater back in the day. I thought it was good, but not great. Funny in parts, but not hilariously funny. Not John Hughes' best film and not John Candy's best role. That being said, it's still a very fun watch because John Candy carries this goddamn movie on his big shoulders, and it's very amusing and full of charm and heart.
Yeah, I love this movie. Me and my sister's big Hughes family. Growing up, whether we knew it or not, we saw all of his movies. And then you grow up and you realize that he wrote all these fucking fantastic films. John Candy is one of my favorite actors ever. I think he's one of the funniest people that ever lived. I love this movie. I love anything he's in. And this is back when you would get somebody John Candy, Eddie Murphy, a Bill Murray, and you put them on screen and you let them do their thing for an hour and a half, and they just fucking did their thing. He's phenomenal. There's so much heart in this film. Macaulay Culkin, I watched this movie and I'm like, oh, that kid is going to be a fucking star. He is like almost toe to toe with John Candy in certain points.
Super
maybe the
charismatic.
second best thing about this movie is Macaulay Culkin. I don't know what happened to you, Macaulay, but as a kid, you were pretty phenomenal.
Drugs.
But yeah, I absolutely love this.
Better
film.
now.
Yeah, he's better now. He's
Michael
okay now.
Just looks
Jackson
better
had them,
now.
too.
He just looks a little like a young Steve Buscemi.
Michael
now.
Jackson fucked him up. That's what happened.
Blame Jackson.
But fantastic film.
Yeah, I agree, Tito. This is one of my favorite John Candy movies, if not my favorite. My sister and I would rent this from the video store and watch it all the time. And then when we got a beta VCR, we recorded it off, I don't know, Disney. I think Disney ran it at one point, the Disney Channel or somewhere, and we would just watch the hell out of that tape. I just love the film. Like you said, it has a lot of heart. The cast is great. The scenes are just so memorable to me. And it's John Candy. I want to say, personally, wow, I don't know. There's something about this one that is his best to me. I'm sure many people would argue that there are probably better movies out there, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, for sure. But I just love this one. And I just love how he acts, and I love all the hijinks and the one-liners. So
I probably watched this more than any of his films.
I think I do too. Yeah, it's probably neck and neck with The Great Outdoors.
Yeah.
But those are his two champion ones for me. Whereas like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, I could watch once a year, be fine. But if
Dude,
Uncle
that's
Buck
one
is
of those,
on,
like, it's
I have
almost,
to watch
it's
it.
like an almost Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is just like a phenomenal film.
Yeah.
It's just like an amazing film.
It is.
They're both amazing. Maybe
One.
John Candy's best performance,
And that
like,
movie,
as an actor.
especially have it like with him and Steve Martin working off each other.
Yeah.
in that
That's
movie,
true.
It's just like ideal.
It's just like a phenomenal film. But
Yeah.
as far as
But-
like when I just want to put something on
Yeah.
and enjoy John Candy, I'm putting Uncle Buck on because
Yeah.
it just makes me feel fucking.
But there are
phenomenal when I
moments in
watch it.
Uncle Buck where he acts like it's
Oh,
not
for sure.
like the more serious stuff in this.
It's not all
He's
shtick.
really good.
Planes and Trains, he does that.
Oh,
too.
yeah. No,
he has
even
that.
more so.
He's
Sure.
got that monologue, and he has
Right.
the end.
But I
and
see what
it's
Mark's
super
saying.
good.
Like, for a comedy,
Right.
like, something that's so lighthearted.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really pours everything into this role.
Right, and it's an extension of the character he's already played or
Right.
going to play. I can't remember which one came first, but that's what we love about him. That's
Yeah.
just the gimmick we love.
Well, that's the thing. John Candy never phoned it in. There's not one role where he
Well-
was like, you can tell he's just like bored with it. He just gives it his all and everything. It's fantastic.
And as
guy.
distinct as he is, like physically, he's not the same person in every movie.
No.
It's not. I'm not watching John Candy just do John Candy.
right.
Like John Candy in Splash is a fucking really funny
Oh,
character,
he is.
and
That's
very
true.
different from
Yeah.
Uncle Buck.
Yes, he is.
You know,
Or nothing but trouble.
or nothing but trouble. Right.
He's
Definitely.
very different in that.
And he's
Yeah,
a different,
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
and when he's a husband, he's different than when he's uncle. Like
Yes.
Spring Break.
Yeah.
Like he's, and Great Outdoors.
Or Only the Lonely, where he really got to act in
Right.
that one.
yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Another
Yeah.
one with Macaulay, right? Was Macaulay in
Very
that one?
small part in
Right.
that one. He was like almost like a cameo.
Yeah.
Is that the one with Ali Sheedy?
It might have
Oh,
been.
I
I
think
know.
that
Was
is.
it Maureen O'Hara was his mom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who I love.
Yeah.
From Parent
Yeah,
Trap,
same.
the original
Mhm.
Parent Trap.
Yep.
And The Quiet Man, right?
Yep. And The Quiet Man. Could do no wrong, John Candy.
All right, so Derek, you got a fresh take on this, man.
I cannot believe I've never seen this movie because I'm a big John Candy fan. I love him. I agree with Tito. He's one of the best actors, especially comedic actors that have ever lived. As you can tell by our appetizer, he's had. Oh no, never mind. We didn't do that as an appetizer. I should have.
okay.
Strike that. Reverse it.
The alternate episode. That's hilarious.
Remember when John Candy played Donald Sutherland? It was awesome.
Because he's had a vast amount of extremely memorable roles. Bud Boomer and Canadian Bacon is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, one of his last movies.
Himself on
Stripes.
Camp Candy.
Oh my god. So funny.
Like I said, I mentioned Spring Break. Delirious. He plays Jack Gable, the writer. I fucking love that movie.
Forgot about that movie.
I like that movie.
That's like such a good, like, under the radar movie that a lot of people don't know.
So
of.
that one I just saw recently for the first time. I think it was like
Yeah.
last year, so don't feel too bad.
And then and Barf from Space.
Barf.
I didn't even think
Space
about
Yep,
Barf.
Spaceballs.
I don't know.
How
So-
did I forget about friggin' Barf? Yeah.
I didn't hear you won't.
I'm my own best friend.
But this one, it's another stellar performance by him, and because he's known as this big funny guy, but a lot of times his characters have a real a real sadness to them.
Yeah.
Like it really like because this one I think reminded me more of Del and the monologue he does and how he's like he's very funny but like
Del from
Planes Trains.
Yeah.
Like he's you can tell he's hurt and in this he's lives a lonely life and he kind of
he seems to like his lonely life in this movie though.
Right. But I see
he's getting to that point.
I think
he's getting to that point. Yeah.
At first he does, but
I
as
think
he gets to know the kids more, he realizes
because he's got these two this older niece who he hasn't seen in years, Tia, and like he hasn't seen her since she was little. So, like, I think he feels bad about that. And then he's got these two other, like, Maisie and Miles, who are younger, who he's never even met.
Can't even remember the names.
So I was going to say, I love that whole thing where he's driving. He's trying to remember. And
Larry?
Tia's got to be like 9, 10. Geez, 9, 10. And the two kids, Larry and Betsy? No, Larry and Jennifer.
But overall, funny movie. Wish I had seen this a long time ago. And especially because, like you said, references that I never got.
Oh my!
I have a friend who
so many.
The Mole.
Oh yeah. Molly Russell's
Ward. No, not that whole thing. But like the here's a quarter.
Oh yeah.
Go down and have someone gnaw that off your face.
Yeah.
I know someone who has said that multiple times. Like. And
you don't get it.
I never understood where it was from. So
now you do.
Now I do. So that's me.
Nice.
So
I'm glad
embarrassing.
you liked it.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Me too.
Because if you didn't, man.
But it's almost worse because it's like now all I'm 42. All these years not having seen this exactly. Wasted.
Well, watch it. Let's see.
There are
Every
other
day,
movies in John
3
Candy's
times a
catalog
day.
too that I'm sure that you haven't seen yet either. That you're going to be.
I don't think I've seen
surprised.
Yes,
okay.
But I don't think I've seen
Summer Rental?
Volunteers. No, Summer Rental Life.
I've never seen Volunteers.
That's what I meant, not
either.
Spring Break.
Volunteers is actually not that good.
That's the one with Rita Wilson, right?
Yeah,
And Tom
Tom
Hanks.
Hanks. It's okay, but like I said, John Candy can make anything watchable, but this one's not as funny as
no.
I always liked. I was big Armed and Dangerous with him and Eugene Levy.
Yeah.
And
That's
Stripes.
funny.
Who's Harry
Sick
Crumb?
TV.
You ever see that where he's the private investigator?
I saw that once a long time.
Yeah, with Shawnee Smith.
Shawnee Smith.
Oh
is
my
in that,
God.
yeah.
Still love Shawnee Smith.
And don't forget when he tried to play serious in a cameo in JFK, which
That's
also
right.
had Donald Sutherland.
That's right,
in
it did.
So.
Shawnee Smith was in something I just saw.
Summer School?
No, I remember her from that.
Was it one of the Saw
but it
movies?
was no. There was you know what? I watched Vision Quest.
She was in Vision Quest?
She was.
Really? With Matthew Modine?
She plays one of the classmates.
Who was the lead there?
That was Matthew Modine and Linda Fiorentino.
Fiorentino.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
In her, that was her debut.
Was it really?
man.
Yeah, I had never saw that movie before. It was really. It was good.
Wait.
It's very good. Ronnie
that
Cox
came out when I
is
was
his
in high
dad.
school.
Yep.
Yeah.
The guy that plays Jake is the dude with the mohawk. Jake from
Right.
16 Candles.
Have you seen? It's on your Voodoo. Have you seen
It is.
Summer Rental yet?
Yeah,
Summer
that
Rental's
one
a
I've
great
seen.
one.
I think I said Spring Break earlier, and I think I meant
Summer Rental. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
well, he could have been in a movie called Spring Break.
Well, because there is a Spring Break, and I have it, but
I don't think John Candy's in it.
no.
That's okay. We know what
in
you
here
meant.
he is. In here he is.
My heart,
Yeah.
my heart of hearts.
All right.
John Candy's in everything.
So shall we get to
Categories, man. Let's do it.
Categories.
Brian, favorite scenes?
The Poodle the Clown scene makes me laugh every time.
Wow.
I just love the way Poodle bounces back like an inflatable clown after he gets punched in the nose. It's such a brilliant sight
like,
gag. And then he punches him again, and he's down for the count. And as much as that scene makes me laugh, the scene that makes me laugh even harder and the loudest is the gag when Miles is guarding the door, and Shanice comes over to talk to Buck.
Oh.
She keeps ringing the doorbell and stepping aside to peep in the window to see if anybody's coming to the door. At the same time, Miles is opening the mail slot in the door to see who's out there. And this happens a couple of times, and then his imagination gets the better of him, and he opens the mail slot to reveal the faces of 3 thugs looking back at him, and he freaks out for a second. It's such a throwaway gag. And I forget it's in this movie. Every time I watch it, it surprises me. And I laugh every time. I'm like, holy shit, the fucking guys in the mail slot.
It happens so many times I forget. I'm like, oh, where are the guys? For me, it's where are the guys? And then it's like by the 5th time, you're like, oh, okay. And there, I think, is one of them John Hughes? There are actually 3 dudes that work.
There are
there's
3
like
dudes.
people that
I don't know. It
from
happens
the
so
film.
quick.
I
I've never
remember
paused
reading it. They were like,
because only one of the guys is credited. So maybe the other two are John Hughes and somebody else, but
it's the wet bandit.
Reading that.
Just wait.
There it
Just
is.
you wait.
Yeah, that always freaked me out too as a kid. Saying that shit.
watch you.
I'm supposed to.
It's not a scene. It's just a gag, but it gets the biggest laugh out of me every time.
That whole scene is funny.
Fucking glove in her mouth?
I do like Amy Madigan in this
she's
movie.
great.
Like she used to annoy me at first when I first saw this movie, but
Yeah.
she grew on me. She's
You know
hilarious.
what I love about Amy Madigan? Like I said about John Candy, never the fucking same person in any
That's
movie.
true.
No, that's
I'm
true.
always like, holy shit, that's Amy Madigan.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. She did Field of Dreams the same year that this movie came out.
I think she's a
with Kevin
fantastic
Costner.
actress.
And Pollock and The Dark Half.
Yeah.
She's had a career.
She
I'm
has.
always like, oh, fuck, Amy Madigan. I didn't even recognize you. Buck and Miles, they're back and forth.
Yeah.
What's their record for most amount of questions asked? It's like 38.
38.
They're just like boom, boom, rapid fire going back
Yeah,
and
I'm
forth.
definitely your uncle.
Yeah, right.
Or I'm definitely your brother, your father's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a long story.
It's like
Even longer
Dragnet.
story.
It's like set up like a Dragnet
kids-
interrogation.
No, so good.
You have
But
a
like,
lot more hair in your nose than my dad.
Yeah.
I'm nice of you to notice. I'm a kid. That's my job.
dude, they're so on par. He's so good in this movie. I forgot how much I liked fucking Macaulay Culkin.
We all did for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
for sure. You know, when I'm Buck talking to the principal with the kid outside listening. I absolutely love that little fucking kid. He doesn't say anything. He just smiles and reacts to everything that's happening in that room. And I
That's great. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and he tells the kid before he goes in, I'll go first.
I'll go first.
Give you some time to relax.
Exactly.
Think about
You
this.
sit here,
a bit.
relax.
Yeah.
I'll warm her up for you.
Those are my favorites, though.
I got the principal scene as well. The scene at I don't know why I think it's funny, but the scene at the bowling alley with Pal.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
when he's moving the toothpick around,
I love that
guy. And he almost chokes on it.
Yeah.
So I have a
It
question.
sticks into the top of his mouth.
I ask myself every time I see this movie, did he do that on purpose?
I don't think so.
I thought it was an
Because
accident.
if not, it's fucking hysterical.
Because he
No, I
looks.
think it was
But
an
if,
accident.
if it is on
He
purpose,
looks
that's
embarrassed.
also
Yeah, he
fucking
looks
He
hysterical.
looks
surprised.
sideways, like is she looking
Yeah.
like, oh shit?
He's like, oh crap. I don't think it's on
And they
purpose.
just kept it in.
Yeah.
Either way, I think it's fucking hilarious. But I'm always like, damn, John Hughes is a genius. He told him to get it stuck in his mouth. That shit's hilarious. He just
He's
goes,
got two black eyes. It's
Oh, I know, and they never
it's
explain
so
why.
did
freaking
Buck
funny.
kick his ass?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Do you think Buck kicked it? That's why he's
I
so
always think,
quick to.
yeah, I always think Buck kicked his ass, but because his nieces and nephew are there, he doesn't kick his ass again.
You might be right. Yeah.
That's how I don't know.
He does power
He's
away.
fucking
never thought of
terrified
yeah.
of that dude.
Yeah. When he gets his revenge on Bug at the party,
Oh yeah.
the whole party scene's great.
Yeah. By him going through and he gets his hat stolen.
Yeah.
They swap with a
anybody
different
see
hat.
Before that, he's
that's
talking,
mine.
talking to the people at the stop sign. He's like, hey, you know where this party is? Oh, it's one street over. Don't go in with that hat.
Yeah. Your car's on fire. Hey, your car's on fire.
Does it all the time.
Yeah. Don't wear that hat. They'll hate you in that hat.
Is this the grassroots?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
No, I know music.
I love when he goes around and he's asking for the bug. He's like, hey, anybody see the bug around here? Anybody see a bug? Ah. Oh, and, one of the most lighthearted scenes is when he picks up Tia after everything, before they get Bug out of the trunk.
And they bond.
The music,
Yeah.
and that's classic Hughes drama. And their conversation in the car, it's awesome. It's awesome. And that's what I mean by John Candy acting, being able to act. And there's a couple of moments in that, and I really like this one a lot. This scene, drama-wise. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, all mine have been said. Buck's meeting with the assistant principal, the 20 questions with Buck and Miles, and Buck versus Buck at the end. I really wanted him to see him run him over, but instead he hits him with the golf ball.
Oh, that's great.
The
I'm
driver.
gonna sue your ass.
That's so funny now. I'm thinking about it because we always do. I'm sorry, asshole.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's from this movie.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Uh-huh.
Now I know. And knowing is half the battle.
Brian,
Yes.
it doesn't work for you.
The mother. Actually, both parents are so bland and boring, but
Yeah,
the
they
mother has such a pissy look on her face through the entire movie.
Terrible hair.
And terrible hair.
So bad.
We're talking Carrie Fisher.
Even
hair
worse
in
than
The
Carrie
Bird.
Fisher.
Oh, worse. Come on.
Worse.
That was
Totally worse.
Even
that
worse.
was- get out of here.
But
Sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
No, I just begin wishing that they were the ones that had heart attacks and died so that the kids could stay with Buck permanently. Because they are just, I'm so glad when they leave. Because they are just so not there even when they're there.
Right.
So, as a kid, I had a crush on Tia. Beautiful. And I had a crush on her. I think we all did as kids who saw this movie. And even as a kid, Sarah and I still say this today when we watch this movie. Where the hell did she come from?
Right.
Looking like that.
Yeah.
Have you seen these two parents?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, is she adopted?
That's how it happens.
Yeah. The dad looked like Rick Moranis on steroids.
Rick Moranis was originally supposed to be the dad.
Well, maybe that's why they patterned
really?
his look after him.
They tried to Moranis him up.
Wow.
Is that it? Just
Yeah, no, that what didn't work for me with the parents.
All right.
Didn't like the parents at all. I was glad when they left the movie.
So one of mine kind of goes into Brian's. I'll read it first. Is the opinion or perception of Buck. I wish I had an uncle, brother-in-law like Buck. I just think he's the funnest fucking person on earth. I think his brother absolutely loves him, but because of his
bitchy
perception,
wife.
because of his wife,
Yeah.
he's not in their life anymore.
Right.
I think Tia absolutely fucking loves him, but is just hurt by the fact that he hasn't been around.
you can see
Which isn't
when
entirely
she
his
looks
fault.
away.
Yeah.
There are certain times when she smirks very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Or tries not to laugh.
see, I missed
And
those.
then
Yeah.
you gotta
Watch
see
it again.
Because that leads into mine. So.
There's a scene where it's the breakfast scene when they first come downstairs.
With the big
and,
pancakes?
Oh my,
Yeah.
not the big
No,
pancakes.
no, that was the birthday one.
When,
straight
when they
Oh,
come
the
down
first-
the
okay.
first time,
Yeah.
and, oh my God, he's cooking our garbage. Right?
Yeah.
and there's a moment where he's like, "Hey, where's the other one?" And she's like, "Maisie,"
Yeah.
for the 10th time or whatever, and he's like, "Sorry." Then she kind of looks away, and then she kind of smiles.
Yeah.
It's just little
Yeah.
moments like
see, I
that.
didn't
See,
know
I
that.
thought she was smiling because she was enjoying the fact that she's torturing him.
Maybe that too,
I don't
but
think that she broke.
I always picked.
See, I don't think
it up.
I don't think she broke until Buck
Right.
went to rescue her, thinking that Bug was with her in that.
I was on the
bedroom.
same
Well,
page as
she
Brian.
And
broke
that was
by that part. Yes.
right. Yes, but I think up because she pulled that whole stunt with
the
getting
phone.
ahead.
When getting him in trouble with
Shanice called.
Shanice, yeah,
She,
that's fucked up.
she was happy until she realized. Then she thought about it, and then she's like, "Oh fuck! I think
Yeah.
I just really
Yeah,
went
that's
over-
fucked up.
I think I crossed the line." But up
Yep.
until then, I think she was like, happy
smirking because she
to torture Buck.
Right.
I don't
Maybe.
think that. I don't think there
trying
was
to
any-
one up him.
I always
Yeah.
took her everything she did as this like, where the hell have you been?
Yeah.
Like I loved you when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then you just disappeared. Not realizing like what role her parents play in that.
Yeah.
Or what role Buck plays in it.
Yeah.
But I always got the impression that like she fucking loved the guy.
Yeah.
And he just wasn't around.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole scene where Buck is looking through the photo album of the wedding,
and he flips
then he
open his
realizes
photo,
that he
yeah.
had been cut out or
Folded.
folded
Yeah, from the
under
wedding photo.
Yeah, in the wedding photo because
Yeah.
he was the best man, and he's not there. That
this
was
is
all that bitchy wife.
This is kind of like a John Hughes across the board for me. Even kind of growing up, I always thought like there's just a lack of diversity for John Hughes. I got he wrote what he knew.
Yeah.
And I totally appreciate that. And I love his films. But sometimes when I see them now, I'm just like, John Hughes, come on.
Yeah.
Do a little bit better. And this is the only part in the movie that I don't like Buck. And it's the scene where he goes to save Tia, and it's not Tia. And he looks at the girl, and he shakes his head, and she puts her head down like she's ashamed.
Oh, see, I like that scene.
Yeah.
So I always feel like he's
Why don't you like it?
I like
Like-
that scene.
that she's ashamed that she's in this position.
Yeah.
Like, there's not enough. The impression I'm getting from Buck is just like, how could you let this guy do this to you?
Yeah.
You
Right.
don't, you don't like that.
No, because it's not her fault that fucking predator is trying to rape her in a party.
Oh, I see.
Right, so
Okay,
he looks.
interesting.
I don't know if he's shaking his head because he realizes it's not Tia, but her response is just like, oh. She
See, I
feels
thought he was
ashamed.
shaking his head because it was Buck cheating on Tia. You know, that's who he shit.
That's what I thought. He
That's
was
how you took
like
it.
you
I never took it that way.
No,
Like,
but
you
but you
asshole.
can see what Tito's saying.
There's
'cause
like
they
a-
do
She's
cut
definitely
to the girl
embarrassed.
after.
Yeah.
They cut to
Right.
the girl and she
Yeah,
lowers
Or
her
he
shamed.
shakes his head.
Yeah.
She looks at her. She looks at him, and it's just like,
So
I don't know if this is the moment to be judging this girl.
I think it was more I think it was meant to be that he was shaking his head that Buck cheated on her. But
Right.
the
Yeah.
way they shot
I
it,
didn't
and
even
maybe
have-
cut it.
I
It was
never
like,
thought of that.
geez, I was right. I didn't want to be right, but
Yeah.
I was right.
Oh, just zooming the girls.
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It was always the way that it went from Buck shaking his head
To her lowering
straight
it.
to the
I
girl
could-
lowering
I could
her
totally
head.
see that.
That made me think, oh,
Yeah.
he's fucking judging her.
Yeah,
but
any
that's-
one of those ways, really.
But when you say it that way, then
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that makes more fucking
Yeah.
sense to me.
And see, this
As
is why
Buck
I
the
said-
character, for Buck the character.
This is why I said I don't think it was John Hughes' best movie, because I think that this movie could be tightened up.
Yeah.
I've always thought
Oh, yeah.
that. Like, it seems like some of the gags even like are like a beat too slow.
Yeah.
Like people's like the way it was edited just seems like it was just a beat off.
Oh my.
In certain scenes. I'm like
Phrasing.
No, I know. I got to insert that later.
That one
But
took
you know
me
what
a
I'm
minute.
saying? Like it just beat for beat.
Right.
Like it just seemed off. And I think if it was re-edited, if it was like the
agree.
scene with the kid in the principal scene when he's like listening and laughing, his reaction to what Buck is saying seems like it's a hair off from what Buck is talking about.
Oh, I know what you're saying, because he's not smiling right
He's
away.
like,
kind of
and I'm like,
processing.
it's all off camera.
Yeah.
It's all audio. You
Right.
could
Yeah.
fix that. So like his reaction like matches what he's saying perfectly. It's like it's just off, and
Well,
that's
the
that's
kid
what
could
I
have been
don't
off.
like about this movie.
So that
To nitpick,
that's funny, because for me in that scene, I take it as like he's actually realizing what is happening in that
Yeah.
other room, and he's like, "Holy shit, is this actually
Right.
happening right
Like,
now?"
he's repping into-
fucking
He's
telling
really
this bitch
listening.
The
off.
mean lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those are my only. What doesn't work?
All right. The mom, same as Brian. She's awful and not appealing in any way, which makes it difficult to sympathize for her throughout the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really care that her dad had a heart attack,
Yeah.
but and I was glad she was out of the movie.
Yeah.
The father was so distant, it didn't even.
No.
Like,
You know what
like
I found
like
weird about
Tia
her?
says, we need
You're taking
men.
all my lines.
Okay, I'll be quiet. Tia makes a point about this, but
She does. It's a great fucking
Yeah,
line.
it is an
You could
awesome
say,
line.
Yeah.
and
It's a
he
good-
and he barely does anything. So there's really nothing on her. But she's awful. She's awful to her. She's not the easiest person to get along with. Something tells me that she did in fact work a lot and put her career first.
Yeah.
She's just not nice. She's not nice to Buck at any point in the
Well,
movie.
so here's the thing, and this is what I don't like about her, because there's a scene, and it may kind of be a play about the editing. It might have been the way that it was edited, but when she calls to check in, and he's going through all the
That's
stuff,
just
all the
fucking
questions,
hysterical.
right?
How many times you feed the
It's
dog?
like,
Like,
oh my-
5 times a day.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I would have killed that guy
Right.
if he
So
fed my dog 5 times.
and I'm
a day.
thinking the whole time.
But some dogs or some animals do graze.
I've
you
just
know?
been keeping the toilet seat up.
Yeah.
That's why
But
it's blue.
right. But they keep they go back and forth
Yeah.
with her on the other end, and I like I'm thinking like, oh god, she's probably pissed at him. She hates this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, she does.
But then but the thing is that right before he hangs up on her, she is crying and she's like,
I feel
"Thank you."
very secure that you're there right
Yeah.
now.
Right. It comes off like she's actually being genuine about that, and I'm like, what is she? Like
Yeah.
that
No,
doesn't make any sense to
No,
me.
she's
not-
trying to stifle what she really thinks of
Oh,
him.
That's
I
how
thought she was like
Not
getting
even
emotional
close.
and,
No,
and
no.
like
She's getting
No.
emotional. Like, this guy's tearing my
No.
fucking house apart.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's letting
Yeah.
the dog drink blue water.
That's not
Yeah.
editing.
So I think-
that's just in the performance.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not good for the
I
dog?
love
Okay.
that. Oh, my
I
God,
think she's
so
just
funny.
trying. Yeah, she's not. She's trying to hide it because Buck was willing to come down last minute.
Yeah.
And help her. So what is
Yeah.
she gonna say?
All right. So I thought
Honestly-
she was getting emotional because of her dad, and
Uncle
well-
Buck, I love. Father Buck, I might not love so much.
yeah.
You know? I might not
Some
love-
people are better uncles, man.
Yeah, right.
Uncle Fester, Uncle Ted from Bobby's World,
Oh, John Candy.
Uncle
John
Rico.
Candy,
Fucking
yeah.
John Candy.
Uncle Rico.
Uncle
Uncle
Rico.
Rico. Maybe not.
Yeah, Uncle Rico.
I could take state.
Want to see me throw this football over that mountain?
What doesn't work for you, Derek?
Tia's constant disposition.
Oh,
Jean Louisa Kelly, or as I like to call her, Angry Diane Franklin, is just.
Oh, yeah.
She's just such a negative bitch throughout the entire movie, and it isn't really until.
you've never had a teenager, have you?
Not yet.
Not
yeah.
yet.
Well,
Just you wait.
Yeah, just wait.
But it isn't really until the very end when Buck turns out to be right about Bug that she shows any kind of niceness towards him, and I hate that. I like this is where we differ because I didn't really see the smirks and stuff as as niceness. Because I was going to say, there's not even hints of it throughout the entire film. Kids aren't like that. They can be angry, but every once in a while, they're going to crack, especially when you have an uncle like Buck. Mm-hmm. So I feel like there's some things that he does in this movie in front of her that even if I was trying to be angry, and I do, I sometimes I just want to be angry, but certain things are going to break you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to wait till your daughter turns 15, and we are going to
and then we'll revisit this. We're going to table it and revisit it.
Because let me tell you, I love my daughter.
Put a pin in this episode.
But even Uncle Buck couldn't put her in a good mood on certain days.
Also, Jay Underwood is Bug. He plays the asshole part fine, but
so good.
But there is zero chemistry between him and Kelly. He's definitely not heartthrob material. I kept thinking there's no way that the doofus from The Boy Who Could Fly, Not Quite Human, and The Invisible Kid would be able to score not one, but two brooding brunette hotties.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's Indianapolis, but still.
Does John Bender realize that you're rating his wardrobe? We were watching that last night. That's what
right, in the beret.
She said, she's dressed like John Bender. And I'm like, well, this is a John Hughes movie. It's got to be all connected.
It all tracks,
This is a weird high school. There's a lot of artsy-fartsy people in it, man.
Right.
Yeah.
It's made up entirely of the drama department and the art department.
Right, like I feel like he belonged in Seattle or something. Like,
Yeah.
It tracks, though. He's an older kid that finds a young girl who's got a chip on her shoulder.
Yeah.
It's like exactly how Buck says it's going to be, and you see it in Bug's fucking behavior. I love Tia, though.
I don't
always
think
did.
the attraction is with Jay Underwood. I think it's the attraction of a kind of guy that her parents probably wouldn't want her to date. And I like Tia as well.
You nailed it with the angry Diane Franklin.
Right?
Because she
does. She looks like
she
her.
always
She's got a
reminded
very
me
similar...
of somebody, and I couldn't put my finger on it until you just mentioned Diane Franklin. I'm like, fuck, that's who it is.
Yeah.
Good old Tia.
I love Tia. I love her angst. Growing up, I loved her style, the fucking round sunglasses.
Yeah,
like
she had the hair.
The hat. And she's got the jacket, very stylish,
very beautiful.
Hip.
She's
beautiful
hot.
young
She's
lady.
hot.
Yeah,
She's just a bitch.
And adult. Yeah, but again,
just a young girl. Derek is what she is.
Yeah, she's confused.
Stop blaming all the women.
She's 16. She's confused.
Sometimes the guys play a part in it.
That's true. Bug played a no, not Bug.
Was that the only thing that didn't work for you?
Yeah, well, those two things. Yeah.
Didn't we just see something with Diane Franklin?
Yeah, Better Off Dead.
Yeah, Better Off Dead. She was the one.
The French
girl. Oh, the French girl.
Yeah.
Fucking Diane Franklin.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, you don't think she looks like her?
Not that much.
I do.
No.
We'll bring up a side by side.
Tia always reminded me of somebody too.
I could see it, but I prefer Tia.
Same.
No,
same.
But I like Diane Franklin.
Diane Franklin's fine. She's awesome. She's fine. I think they're both fine, but I don't know. You know what?
I'll do a nice side-by-side thing.
It's all about
throw it up on the
perception.
Facebook page.
Bend both of those over a barrel, show them the 50 states.
I don't think that's a thing.
It is now.
Does anything work for you, Brian?
Yeah, I like Buck's immediate bonding with Miles and Maisie and his interactions with the two younger kids. It's fantastic. Such a rapport with those two.
Yeah, honestly, I think that kind of lends to why Tia resents him even more, because she remembers being that kid that was like infatuated with how fucking
you could be right.
fun and kooky this
deep.
guy was.
Yeah.
Right? Because I was their age, absolutely. I fucking love this guy. Those pancakes are enormous.
Yeah.
What does he say? You should see the bacon
You should
or
see the
toast. I couldn't get the toast
through the door.
Every time I see this movie, I'm like, please show us the toast.
I get up in the morning about 6 a.m. Have a little jelly, have a little jam. Take a piece of bread, put it in the slot. Push down the lever and the wires get hot. I get toast.
I gotta see it.
Is there a deleted scene somewhere?
I just love that they showed him trying to flip the pancakes with the snow shovel.
Oh,
it's awesome.
Fucking phenomenal. Is there anything else?
No, that was pretty much it. I just love those those two kids and their interactions with Buck.
They're so good.
Yeah.
John Hughes setting all his movies in kind of the same area. I love Illinois. I love
Shermer,
Shermer, Illinois. I love the high school. That street looks just like the street from fucking 16 Candles.
Yeah, and Home Alone. And
right.
Yep.
I love that about him. The Rhythm of Life, the Hugh Harris song they play the instrumental in the beginning, they play the instrumental at the end, and they play the song. Yeah.
It's a great song.
It's like a reggae kind of poppy song.
Great opening too.
Great opening. Yeah. The
Yeah.
intro to the song is very good. Macaulay Culkin is a fucking beast. I had no idea. Pal works for me. He is fucking hilarious.
He's only on screen for 2 minutes too.
He is hilarious. Every time I watch the movie, I wonder who gave him the bruises, and if he meant to get the toothpick stuck in his mouth.
I think we need a movie about Pal.
Oh my god.
A spin-off series?
Yeah.
I want to know what happened to him. He's a fucking degenerate fucking creep. He's hysterical.
He's like Jesus from the Big Lebowski.
That's right.
Oh, he's fucking
Hanging out in the
Turturro.
bowling alley. Yeah, John
absolutely. He's got the one
Turturro's
scene.
character.
Yeah.
You like Bronco?
I got a new one out in the parking lot.
I
What
like
works
Pal
for you?
too. What works for me? The story, simple and heartwarming without over dramatizing moments. Like it's dramatic in certain parts, but it's not saturated with it, and it never sidesteps the comedy.
Yeah.
You know, you get
it doesn't beat you over the head.
It
with
doesn't.
The,
You get a couple of nice breaks from the gags, but
the
it never gets
melodrama.
to a point where you're just like, move along. You know, like a stormtrooper, move along.
Yeah.
Just the right moments here and there to bring a tear to your eye.
They were so good, just making an hour and a half long
half,
film. So
yeah.
you don't, you know, you can't be wasting shit.
No,
Right.
I think
Yeah.
it's
So
I
it's
think it's a
just,
solid movie. Just a quick watch.
Same as Brian, but Buck with the kids. He's so great with Gabby Hoffman and Macaulay Culkin. There's such great chemistry, and the way that they work off each other is perfect. It's totally what uncles are known for. Candy in general, I mean, he's got such a great reputation for having been such a warm, kind, and generous person, and it really shows in this role. Like I can see him in this role.
For sure.
The real
Nice.
dude. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like parts of himself.
Yeah.
For sure.
And the camp counselor version. The animated camp
Oh,
counselor.
yeah.
A little bit,
Candy.
right.
Camp
Oh, I forgot
Candy.
about that guy.
I love
that
that
show.
show. Yeah.
You got any quotes over there, bro?
There are so many quotes. I'm not going to rattle all of them off because I know you guys have probably a ton as well. But one of my all-time favorites is he's cooking our garbage, as Mark mentioned at the beginning. The thing with the whole interaction with him and the mom with the dog. You know, how many times do you think he eats? 4?
Yeah.
4
How
or
many
5?
times do you think he eats?
Yeah. 4 or 5?
Once. Well, I should have said that. Once a day. He
Yeah.
eats once a day.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's just so many. I'm not going to go through them all. It's a fantastic, ultimately quotable movie.
I had holy smokes, he's cooking our garbage, and the line that Tia says earlier, which I think is, we need boys so they can grow up, get married, and turn into shadows. I was like, holy shit,
That's deep.
That's harsh.
That's what we do.
I was like, that's her dad. That's what her dad became, and you can see it.
Right.
Yeah.
And the 5 minutes he's on screen, you're like, oh, he's a fucking shadow. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's there, but he's not there.
He's there, but he's not there.
That's
And
what I said.
Right, yeah.
There, but not there.
I wonder who her real father was, because there's no way that beauty came out of her and him and her.
Sometimes
Well, maybe
genes
that's why the
mix
mom resents
perfectly.
John's
Sadly.
Uncle Buck so much.
You think he's the real father?
He's the real father of Tia.
Oh,
Wow. Mind
Man
blown.
theory.
Great fan theory.
That's why she folds him over in the picture, so she doesn't have to be reminded.
Damn.
Oh
that
my
she
God,
got-
Brian, you're
drunk,
onto something,
that
man.
she got drunk at the wedding, and
And why he stayed single for so long.
that's right.
He never married because he lost the love of his life to his brother.
That's
Any
it.
kids?
We're onto something.
Even longer story, he says to Macaulay Culkin.
That's an even longer
That's
story.
right.
That's right.
No.
He does-
Kids?
Damn.
Brian, I think you're onto something, man.
Let's put this out there.
Put it on YouTube. Fan theories.
Fan
man.
theories.
Very good. My only other one is, you like all-terrain vehicles? What a line. Because it probably works sometimes.
I know.
It probably works.
In a bowling alley in the 80s. Yeah, sure.
You like
why
all-terrain
not? You
vehicles?
like
Listen,
vehicles?
I
Yeah.
do.
Because
I
that
do like
line would work
all-terrain
on me.
vehicles.
So basically, Pal could
got
pick you
me.
up. No
Yeah,
problem.
possibly.
Yeah.
I'm going home with Pal.
Yeah.
Me and Pal, we're gonna hop in his Bronco. We're gonna fucking have some fun.
You can rent shoes there. You can also rent a foot disease.
Rent a foot disease.
Suck on his toothpick.
Phrasing.
No. Oh, I meant his.
Let's draw the line
Why not?
somewhere. Yeah, his wood. Yeah, for sure.
He's got
He
wood.
could just suck on his little wood.
Oh, my.
I thought this episode was for your mother.
It is. It is. Sorry, Mom.
Certain parts will be edited out. Not this one,
Not
of course.
that
but
part, but you got quotes?
I do. I have. You ever hear of a ritual killing? You nod her face in public like that again, and you'll be one. All-time favorite quote out of
totally
everything.
making fun of
That
Bugs
is
laugh.
just
That
the
right there?
best
Yeah.
part. I also have maybe later. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't do the whole.
with the hatchet. Yeah.
I didn't do the whole monologues.
Yeah,
there were
yeah.
just parts of the monologues that stuck out. Just like the part with the principal. Buck melanoma.
Yeah.
Molly Russell's wart.
Old melanoma head.
Melanoma head.
So those two parts of that monologue, and one of my other favorite quotes: "Get in your mouse and get out."
That's right.
With the clown, yeah.
Get in your mouth, because he says it so seriously.
Before Derek starts, I like one of the other quotes that I love is when
Puda
the clown, Pootie Tang. He says, what do you say? In the realm of local in-home entertainment, I am a god.
Did you have a little bit of to drink on the way here? I think you did.
What's it to you? You never had any?
I love how Buck doesn't catch when people resent him over the phone. He does this twice with the mom and Shanice. He's like, okay, bye. Completely oblivious.
So just
that
if you
someone
find
is
somebody
annoyed with them.
part-time and then we'll talk after. It's like, all right, bye.
Okay,
Totally
I have
oblivious.
to go now. Bye-bye.
Okay. Yeah.
Bye-bye, honey. That's it. That's all I have.
I don't think I want to know a 6-year-old who is in a dream or in a silly heart. That whole speech is great, but then
great speech.
But that last line, take this quarter, go downtown and have a rat gnaw that thing off your face. Good day to you, madam. Like I said, I've had a friend who's used that line before and I never knew what it was.
Now you do.
You have more hair in your nose than my dad. I'm a kid, that's my job thing.
Yeah, I love that.
I love Maisie's teacher. When she's recalling what happened, I couldn't get the goddamn washer, and then she yells out blasphemer.
Yeah.
So that right there, I'll agree with you on. That's a weird edit too. That's
with the blasphemer. Yeah, that wasn't needed.
I think
it could have been cut before she says that. Like, my uncle was microwaving our socks, and the dog threw up on the couch for an hour. And I'm thinking, were they related?
Yeah,
that's what I thought too. I'm like,
that's such a weird place. So I will give you a little of that.
Yeah, there are certain things that are like
but I don't think it's throughout the whole movie.
Like I said, it's nitpicky.
I think there are certain spots.
I agree.
I could get past that.
But that's what makes me put it down a notch or two as far as John Hughes movies go.
Enough. One notch. I'll give you one notch. Anything after that, you're fired.
And then
my mom will kick your ass.
Sorry, Derek, go ahead.
And then Shanice tells Buck she wants to hear the pitter-patter of tiny feet before she dies, and Buck says, I'll get you a mouse and a piece of sheep metal. I fucking love that.
I've been eating a lot more cheese.
Yeah.
I like a big
What do you think
mouse.
that is?
What do you think that is? That's another one.
Get a 5-year
Sorry,
plan.
A lot of good quotes.
I'm off of cigarettes, and now I'm onto cigars, and after that pipes, and then I'm doing the nicotine patch, and then the gum.
I'm surprised you didn't do. I didn't because I thought you might. Is it the hat? A lot of people hate.
Oh,
I didn't.
It angers a lot of
because
people.
He quoted it last week or the week before. We were talking about my hat.
Yeah.
We were like, is it the hat? Is it the,
I think we do like every week.
We do. We reference that. We reference that line a lot.
people hate
That
this
is one of
hat.
my favorites as well, but I thought you were
Angers a
going to
lot
pick
of
that one. I'll tell you a story about it on the way to school.
I want to hear the story.
I know.
I love when he drops all the interactions when he's dropping her off. And he's like, no, you'll be here, or or tomorrow. When I drop you
stand
off,
me up today.
I'll escort you to school to your class in my pajamas.
Yeah.
But see, that's why she needs to be a bitch,
Right,
because
yeah.
it just makes him funnier.
No, and I get that. I would have liked to see some like cracks.
Phrasing.
Instead of just instead of just waiting to the end for her to all of a sudden turn into a nice girl.
It was the 80s. That's a lot of it.
True.
Most of the time, that's how it worked.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Next category.
Next category.
Too long, too short. What's missing? What don't we need?
I put it's fine. I think there's maybe a little fat on this movie, but not much.
I love it. It's all good.
Yeah.
no
No fat
complaints.
on this movie for me.
None for me either.
Yeah.
Same. I was gonna say showing Tia cracking a little bit. I've beaten that horse.
That's
to
a
death,
tiny bit of fat. That's like a little bit of
little
gristle.
Gristle.
Oh, it's so good when you mix it with this.
We've been over this, right?
Nice flavor.
Yeah. Perfect. You like that?
Perfect length.
I love it. Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee.
I put Peter Cushing as Maisie's principal, Mr. Horgarth.
That's what I got too.
Yeah.
And I
Wait,
put
wait,
Christopher Lee as Pooter the Clown.
I got it in
Oh, that's pretty
reverse.
good. Oh, really?
Nice.
I only went Peter Cushing, but I went as the principal.
Really?
Peter
Yeah.
Cushing as the principal.
Yeah.
I just want Peter Cushing
To get punched
get
in the
up
nose.
there and say, that big nose of his long nose of his. I just want him to say, in the field of local entertainment, I am a god. And Christopher Lee with the blasphemer.
Oh, boy, he's the teacher.
Yeah, as the teacher. That's who I have.
I have a gender-swapped film, Aunt Becky, with Cushing as Shanice, called
Really?
renamed Charlie, and Lee as Marcy, changed to Maurice.
Ah.
So, and then of course in the starring role, Una as Aunt Becky.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
It's only the pancakes, sir. Couldn't get the toast in the door. I couldn't.
Is it the hat, sir? Angers lots of people.
Is it my voice, sir? A lot of people hate my voice. They do.
They do. They're all at this
like,
table
Jesus.
except for me.
Who the hell? What's Master Shake doing there, man? Shut him up.
Mark's rotation?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would hope so.
I would imagine.
Loser.
That's right. Yeah. So I'm not even. I said my sister and I used to watch this movie all the time. It
Yeah.
would always be a double feature. This movie and Three Men and a Little Lady.
Oh, I love that
For
movie.
some reason,
You watched the
these
sequel.
over the original.
The original,
I
wow.
like the sequel better than the original.
Dude, what's the
I
lady
said
who
it.
falls in love with Tom Selleck, the British actress? What's
Oh,
that lady's
Fiona
name?
Shaw.
Shaw?
Shaw. Yeah.
From Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah.
She's so funny in that.
Oh
Wow.
Yeah,
not
she's
as-
so
what
funny
does
in
she
that.
say? Not as magnificent as your mighty erection. That is a fucking awesome.
She's
movie,
hilarious
too.
in that movie.
Yeah, that was another one that my sister and I watched all the time.
Whatever happened to Brian?
I've got nothing.
No?
Yeah, I've got nothing for that one. I even tried to think out of the box on this one, and I'm like, whatever happened to good editing? I don't know. There we go.
It got better. I put Jean Louisa Kelly. I think Tia is phenomenal.
She's actually been in a ton of shit.
Isn't she
Yeah,
on
I
like...
just-
she
was
doesn't
on that
look the
show
same.
with
That's the problem.
Michael Malley.
Yeah,
Still
standing, and wasn't
She's
she
done a
in
lot of
Mr.
TV, right?
Holland's, Was she in Mr. Holland's Opus? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, she was.
Oh, I never saw that movie.
That's a good flick.
I would have thought she would have been in more Hughes films because I feel like she just had a really something about her
Yeah.
that I thought was really good.
She was the next Molly Ringwald.
Or maybe
that
in
never
another-
happened.
Oh, Wally Ringwald's got nothing on her. I'm
No,
sorry.
absolutely not.
Well, I'm just saying that
Yeah.
Molly was,
No, I
was
know what
John
you
Hughes'
mean, though.
first big
Yeah.
breakout
I
star.
love Molly Ringwald.
I was always an Ally Sheedy guy.
Yeah?
Short Circuit, even
Molly's still
Breakfast
better.
Club.
I like Short Circuit. That's a great movie, but I like it for the robot.
Totally for the
Oh, yeah.
Breakfast Club for me.
I do. It's on Johnny Five.
Johnny Five. is
Johnny Five and Fisher
alive.
Stevens as an Indian man.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I watch those movies.
I remember when he dated Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Michelle
yeah, we've
Pfeiffer.
talked about this.
what?
I don't
Yeah,
understand
he
that.
was like close to death. He was like really sick, and I think that's why she
went out with
It was
him?
like Cheryl
I think
Crow
it
and
was the
like a
He
Florence
did?
Nightingale
Testicle
kind of
guy?
thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Lance Armstrong.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
play.
no, actually, she dumped him.
No, he left her
Right?
after he got better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
but she got sick.
Fisher Steve.
Yeah. No.
Sheryl Crow and
Oh,
Lance
okay.
Armstrong.
That, well.
I'm saying it was similar.
Yeah.
So
Fucking
then,
cheater.
she moved to Kid Rock.
Sucks too.
Mark, whatever happened?
Good
Whatever
change.
happened to Fun Uncles? Where are the Fun Uncles?
Where are the Fun Uncles?
Do we have Fun Uncles in movies anymore?
I'm a fun uncle.
Uncle
We really-
Rico.
No, I
and-
mean, no, he's not a fun uncle.
I think he is.
He's a horrible uncle.
I'm a
think he's
funkle.
Fun-loving
You're a
uncle.
funkle.
I'm a funkle.
He's
I'm a
funny,
fun uncle.
but he's not a fun uncle. He's
Yeah,
not
no,
Uncle
I
Buck.
mean, family fun uncles. Usually the uncles are either creepy or they're on CSI or
Or they're
True
mooches.
Love and then
Yeah.
not True Love, True Blood.
Oh,
and-
like on the Goldbergs. Actually, he's a fun uncle.
That is true. You're right.
who's his uncle?
What's
His name from Fanboys?
Fanboys. We just saw him.
Dan
Fogel.
Dan
Dan
Fogel.
Fogel.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
All
He's
right.
fun in
So
that.
I guess every now and then you see one.
Is
I
it
don't
Fogel
know.
or Fogelberg?
Fogel.
Just
Oh,
Fogel.
fuck, I said Fogelberg. Oops.
Fogelberg?
Well, the
He's a
show's
musician.
called Goldbergs.
All right then. Bring more fun-loving
There's
uncles.
some fun uncles back on the scene. Yeah. They don't really make movies like this.
No, the
anymore.
fathers have become the fun uncles in
Right.
many TV
The dad's
shows.
the fun one, and the
They
mom's
become the
strict
hilarious
one, and-
ones. Yeah, and I feel like we
See a
need
lot of that.
some. How about you?
Mike Starr, the clown. I remember him from Dumb and Dumber, and then last thing I saw him in was 2019's Bad Santa 2. But yeah,
Goodfellas.
Yeah, he's always played like mobsters and stuff. That's what I remember him as.
He's in The Last Dragon. He plays the henchman.
Oh, that's right.
The
Yes.
boxer.
You lost, Rock. Every fight I gotcha.
How does it stack up?
Middle for John Hughes movies and middle for John Candy movies. I think there were better movies from both of them.
Damn, this is I might agree John Hughes movies because the fucking Molly Ringwald fucking festival that happened during the 80s I absolutely love.
Just before this.
Right. But John Candy movies is tops for me. It's
Really?
one of I think it's one of my favorite performances of John Candy. I think he's fucking hysterical, and I just want to be his fucking friend every time I watch this movie. I just want to hang out.
He'll bum money off of you.
I'll give him money if I got
Go
it.
to the track with him.
I'll give it to him.
You
And
can
it's
play
like-
golf with him. He'll play golf with you.
Dude,
Yeah.
he's sick. Dude.
He's good with
He
that
got a good
5-iron.
swing. Yeah, it's very accurate. And there's like 80s comedies. I would put this fairly high for 80s comedies also, just of what came out at that time. I think it's up there for me.
Yep, same. Up there for John Hughes movies, John Candy movies, and then 80s comedy. All around. I love this film.
I got middle for Candy films, lower mid for 80s films, high for dysfunctional family flicks,
Oh, that's a good one.
and high mid for John Hughes. I'm not a big fan of Molly Ringwald. Obviously Pretty in Pink is phenomenal, but 16 Candles I wasn't really into that.
Now, see, I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
I love 16 Candles and
Pretty in Pink is the one with Ducky.
Ducky. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
not a
right.
fan
So,
of that.
yeah.
McCarthy.
I like that one.
He wrote it, but he didn't direct it.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Breakfast
true,
Club? No, Breakfast Club.
No, I love Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club is number one, but
Oh, all right.
well,
Yeah, as good as it gets. I always.
top three anyway.
No, I don't. I like this better than as good as it gets. Home Alone.
he
is
did
a
As
fucking
Good
As
As
good
It
awesome.
as it gets was
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say.
The one with Eric Stoltz and fucking Leah Thompson. One of them.
Oh, some kind of wonderful.
Some kind of
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah.
I don't know why I said it. Yeah.
Which was kind of like a weird
The
remake
reverse of
of
Pretty in Pink.
Yeah.
Only the girl, the
Yeah.
white girl ends up with the
It was
white
like a
guy.
gender swap.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like Eric Stoltz.
Yeah, I don't really either.
Nah,
I'm
not
like,
many
yeah,
people
I'm
do
fine.
for
He's
some
fine.
reason.
Fine.
Fine.
If the movie had a post credit,
A post-credit scene. The three thugs were actually real, and it turns out that they were casing the neighborhood to look for unoccupied homes to rob. They hit the Neville's house next door because they were away in Florida. This incident inspires Harry and Marv to begin robbing homes, large homes, around the holidays the following year.
All right. I like that.
that's good. He similar idea. Brian's is a little bit more fleshed out. I have either Sam from 16 Candles walks by the house, or Harry and Marv drive by and case the house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You do the rest. Brian clearly did. We'll go with Brian's.
I had one, but I'm changing it to just a shot of the yard with two giant slices of toast.
Oh,
Lying in
fucking
the front
toast.
yard. And
Yes.
the mom just standing over them, shaking her head.
And the dog's a ball sniffer, pissing on it.
Nuts.
What's another word for balls? I don't know another word.
Nut. The dog's a ball sniffer.
I'm earning my keep. He's got me busted my hump.
That's good,
What does he
honey.
say? Will do, Chicky.
Well, dude, Chicky. I love that shit.
I would have loved to see a 1 year later scene with Buck as the father of a newborn, maybe changing a messy diaper and talking to himself sarcastically about what a good idea the whole family thing was.
Yeah.
Aw,
Like, oh, this was a good idea.
Yeah.
yeah.
That might have been a fun sequel, though. John
Right?
Hughes wasn't a sequel guy. Maybe for somebody else.
Father
True,
Buck.
he wasn't.
Yeah. That might have been
Father
fun.
Buck.
Right, infiltrates the church. No.
Goes
undercover.
You combine like two of the most heinous people on earth, a priest and an uncle, into one fucking super predator. and Donald Glover has
Directed by
has to
Shane
track
Black.
him down. Yeah, Donald Glover has to track him. Danny Glover, excuse me. Danny Glover and Donald Glover team up to track him down.
The brothers Glover.
They're both too
It's
young
like the
and too old for their
Megazord
shit.
of predators.
Two
They combine
Glovers
their
in a
powers.
van.
Candy.
Not John.
Can I add to my post-credit scene?
Yeah.
In addition to the 2 pieces of toast, Puto's body is still lying there.
Yeah, passed out.
Because we don't know what happened to him. We see John Candy punching the camera, and that's the last we see of him. So I'm throwing him in there too.
Yeah.
2 large pieces of toast and a clown body.
Nice.
And 2 hard-boiled eggs.
You did yours.
I already did mine.
You did yours. Better ending?
No, unless the parents end up dying in a car crash on their way home, so Uncle Buck can continue watching the kids. I really don't like those parents in this movie.
Well, here's the thing, Brian. They're going to be on the street in like 6 months. Because that dude can't hold down the fucking job.
Yeah, I know, but they'll have a lot of fun.
They'll have a lot of fun. Yeah.
Those 6 months will be the best 6 months of their
hobos
lives.
just like living on trains.
Before they all get split up and put into the
living on giant toast.
The care system.
Yeah, bring them over. We'll get the sleeping bags, some peanut butter.
I'm here.
Peanut butter. They'll be sleeping in a sleeping bag in a 1-bedroom apartment, eating peanut butter. Much better than a big house.
That's how you got to flip that story, right? Part 2 is they go to Chicago and fucking stay with him.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
He's got them all busting their humps in the tire store.
Right.
I'm earning my keep. Changing tires and shit.
If you like this, you might also like
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Spaceballs, Blues Brothers, The Great Outdoors, Splash, The Good Son, My Girl, and Saved.
Oh, very good.
Wow.
I got Summer Vacation, The Great Outdoors, The Breakfast Club, Say Anything, Dutch, Career Opportunity.
Dutch.
Ed O'Neill.
I do remember Dutch.
Yes,
Where he
that's
goes
a
and
nice
picks
one.
them up for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking love that movie.
You guys have said pretty much all of mine, so I'm going to throw in 3 Men and a Little Lady.
There you go.
Because I love that movie.
Perfect.
Dan in Real Life, Parenthood, Mrs. Doubtfire, Mr. Mom.
Parenthood.
Parenthood, very good.
Mr. Mom. I put the National Lampoon movies because he reminds me of Cousin Eddie. Planes, Trains, obviously, and Delirious. Underrated kid.
He's only in one of them, right? He's only in the first one.
He's in
the
the
security
first
guard at
Wally World.
Wally World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jonathan Candy. We love him.
Jonathan.
So good. Award for what are you doing in this movie?
I've got Tone Loc. Wild Thing plays prominently as Uncle Buck enters the elementary school.
I thought he was in it somewhere.
To Maisie's principal.
Yeah, like,
Diversity. What are you talking about, Tim?
And it's just like this extended version of the opening of the song. It's just great. It's just the scene where he walks into the school to talk to Maisie's principal, realizes that he still has the cigar in his mouth. He's looking for a place to throw it out. He goes to the bathroom. Then he realizes he's going to take a leak, and the urinals are tiny. So
I always love that scene.
He gets
down on his knees to take a leak. He looks under the stalls. He sees the kid's legs dangling.
We've all been there. We've all had to.
I've never been in a bathroom.
No, you never went to a parent-teachers conference and said, "Hold on, honey."
Remember the Williams School?
Yeah, I remember.
I remember going to like one of the haunted houses on Halloween.
Yeah, well, yeah. I remember they used to have those.
And using the bathroom, and like I was older than I was when I went there, so I was like, oh my god, this is so
They're tiny.
Everything's so tiny.
I know.
Does that song play when he first pulls up to drop her off at school? Because it plays a couple of times, right?
It might.
I remember.
Which Tone Loc song?
No.
Wild Thing.
Isn't
Wild
that
Thing,
the
yeah.
ba-dum?
Oh, he does. There's a Young MC song that plays.
Oh yeah,
No,
Bust
that's
the Move,
during the
Bust
party.
Move
Yeah,
does
Bust
Moves
play,
at the party.
Yeah.
It might be. I'm not
Fun
sure.
fact: Young MC wrote all those songs.
Oh, all right
Yeah.
He
then.
wrote all Tone Loc's greatest.
Did he
hits.
really?
That I did not know.
I didn't know that
Even
either.
Funky Cold Medina?
Yeah, Young MC wrote
Now
both
I
those
have
songs.
less
Wow.
respect for Tone Loc.
Well, he had a
Now
fun
I've got more
voice.
respect for Young MC.
Oh, well, everybody wins.
You guys want to hear a quick story that has nothing to do with Uncle Buck, but has to do with Tone Loc's Wild Thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, on my way to work one morning, this is when I'm working at Christo's, I turn on the radio to this
Brocken
station.
institution.
No, listen. Do we turn the station on? Wild Thing starts. And I'm like, I haven't heard this song in a long time. I'm jamming to the song. Song ends. Immediately, it starts again. Right after, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I'm all right. I'll listen to it again. Listen to the whole song. Plays again. The song kept repeating until I got to work.
You had a cassette single in the car?
No, it was an actual radio station. I checked. And the reason I know is because when I got to work at Christo's, I turned on, we had a radio in the kitchen, and I turned it on, and I was like, guys, listen to this. This song keeps repeating. And sure enough, it kept repeating.
It's a secret message.
This kept going for a whole week. Ask Sarah. Sarah
What?
got in on this too. We kept checking the radio throughout the week.
What station was it?
It was like some weird ass, like,
Was it
you
a
know,
local
it
thing?
wasn't like a big station. It was like a local station that
Was
obviously.
it like a pirate radio thing?
I
some guy
have
was
no idea, man.
Broadcasting out of his
but
house?
for a whole week, the entire staff of Christo's restaurant was like informed. It's still on. Is it still going? And then when it's finally stopped, we almost threw a party. Like, someone ran out of the kitchen. It stopped!
It's like the Salt and Pepper Diner.
So there you go. That's a true story. Every time I think of Tone Lock, that's all I can think of. The Week of Wild Thing.
Why do you keep calling him Tone Lock?
Tone.
Tone
I
Loc.
did this
Tone
before.
Loc. Tone Loc.
I thought you said Tom Lock.
Tom Lock.
He's
Tom
not good
Lock.
with the words. He's not so great with the words.
I did this before. We
Words
have an
hard.
episode
The
where I screwed
RZA.
this up.
Yeah, for sure.
No. That was an embarrassing moment at work on a podcast.
one
I
among
said
many.
Tone Lock. Tone Lock.
Tone Loc.
Tone Lock.
Tone Loc.
Stupid.
Tone
It's
Loc.
Lock. L-O-C. Lock.
No,
L-O-C-K
Lock would have a K
is
on the
Lock.
end.
Well, not with the way that the rappers spell words. It could still be luck. Just shut up and edit this part out, Brian.
Loc. I got Anna Klumsky.
Yeah.
Who is the girl sitting next
Right.
to Maisie and then
Yep.
becomes, is it Veda, her name in?
Yeah,
My
Veda
Girl?
Sultanpuss.
Veda
Really?
It's true. Yeah.
Is it Sultanpuss?
Sultanfuss.
Tone Loc.
Salt and Fuss.
Sultanfuss.
What, in My Girl?
In My Girl, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
With Macaulay
Dan
Culkin.
Aykroyd. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And Dan Aykroyd.
He's allergic to bees.
It's all
He's
connected.
his glasses. He can't see it without his glasses.
See, that's a movie I don't like.
So sad.
That's a terrible movie because of that. You don't
It is
kill
sad.
Macaulay
It's like
Culkin.
Pixar before it was
Oh,
Pixar.
Really?
Is that what it
Seriously?
is?
Yeah.
So you don't like The Good Son then?
Oh, I love The Good Son.
Well, Macaulay Culkin dies in that one,
Yeah,
doesn't
but they
he?
drop him off a cliff, and I
Yeah.
hated him at that point. And everybody
Okay.
was getting tired of him, so it was okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
it
that
was at the end
that
of
was
the-
when he had
yeah.
run his course?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love when people get dropped.
Your
off
10
cliffs.
minutes are up.
Yeah, Jay Underwood, who plays Bug. At that time, I was like, holy crap, it's the guy from The Boy Who Could Fly and Not Quite Human. And Not Quite Human, too.
Playing a
And
prick.
still not quite human.
Playing a bad guy. Playing a jerk. I never saw that before.
He's pretty
Or
good at it.
since. I don't know. Whatever happened to him? That's what I want to know.
Jay Underwood.
Whatever happened to Jay Underwood?
Great question.
He does not look a thing like he used to.
His battery ran out.
He's a robot. He's in the back.
Alan
with
Thicke
all
didn't
the-
give him a long enough lasting
Alan
battery.
Thicke.
Oh, wow.
It keeps going and going.
When
and
Alan Thicke
going.
died, Jay Underwood died with him.
Probably.
Or his career, anyway.
Yeah. Show me that smile. What do you know?
Mine's a little from left field. William Wyndham. He's the voice of the unseen neighbor, Mr. Hatfield.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy that screams from the inside the house?
Yeah.
2 a.m.
That dude, but he played Jessica Fletcher's friend, Dr. Hazlitt, on Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, I know
He was
who
a
that is.
recurring
Yes,
character.
yes.
Him and the sheriff were always like they
Him and Tom Bosley.
recurring. Yeah.
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 They were all
okay.
fighting
Nice.
over which one was going to
Patricia
get with
Arquette.
him.
Who was gonna get her? Yeah.
Patricia Arquette is listed in the credits as additional voices. I wonder who she was and where.
The party.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it
Maybe
could have been
the
the party.
party.
Maybe the
Yeah,
party.
Is she in the?
I don't know. It's just voices.
She hanging out with the in front of the high school when
She's
Uncle
not on
Buck first-
camera.
No.
She just voices. It says
Huh.
additional
Had to be,
voices.
yeah.
MVP?
Maybe she was the cat.
I put John Candy.
John Candy.
John Candy carries
John
this
Candy.
movie.
Right, John Candy, of course.
Yeah, wouldn't be as good without him.
Right.
Nope. Can't picture anybody else as Uncle Buck.
Yeah. Great movie.
And that's
That's Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck.
So we all recommend it?
Absolutely.
All right, good. There you go.
See
See
it.
it, don't see it. If you don't see it, then
SCTV it.
we don't want to know you.
To see that shit. See it again.
Yeah.
I mean, you
As
probably
Tito,
keep watching it.
said, I don't want to know anybody that doesn't like Uncle Buck.
Yeah, I don't want to live in that world.
It's true.
You don't have time for that kind of
Ain't
negativity.
nobody got time for that.
Go with what's making our geek flag fly?
I put that I had finished Outer Range, which you had recommended a couple of weeks ago. I had seen the first season too, but I got caught up on season 2. Loved it. Can't wait to see what happens in season 3. I hope this is season 3 because season 2 is even more out there than the first one was. I got to see Boy Kills World, which you recommended. It was fan-freaking-tastic.
Yeah, it's fun.
Oh my
It's just
God,
a
what
fun-ass
a fun
movie.
movie that was. And the Nosferatu trailer dropped for, speaking of Skarsgård, who's in
Oh, I
Boy
haven't seen it.
Kills World, and it looks really good.
I'll have to check it out.
Hopefully a lot better than his Crow movie
trailer.
looks like it's shaping up to be because
No, that's a Voldemort thing. We don't talk about it. We don't name it.
I know, but
All right.
the stuff that I heard
Baltimore.
that
I
said
said
that the
Baltimore.
early screenings, people left saying that it's pretty much unwatchable.
Yeah.
I read something
Yeah.
about that too.
Yeah.
No one's gonna give that.
But
one.
Nosferatu does not look unwatchable. It looks
Johnny
really
Depp's
good.
daughter's in it, right?
Lily Rose,
Lily
yeah.
Rose.
Oh, Lily
Yeah.
Rose.
Yeah.
Lily Rose from Yoga Hosers.
Yeah.
Oh, is she in that one? I never
Yeah.
saw that one with Harley Quinn Smith.
And that's what I got.
That's it.
That's what I got for Geek Flag.
Oh, and Taylor Johnson's in it.
Tito, how about you?
This is a good fucking cast.
Oh, there you go. There's geek flags flying already.
I'm sorry. So I saw recently.
Apologize to me.
My PlayStation 4 broke.
Oh no!
I just shit the bed. It stopped working. It's no good. It's a long time coming. And I told myself when the 4 broke that I was going to buy a 5.
And did you?
I didn't right away. And then I saw this trailer for something that's coming out soon. Capcom is releasing a package of all of their Marvel fighting games. Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2.
That's cool.
X-Men Children of the Atom, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, the Punisher game. They're all getting released very soon. I've been desperate to get my hands on these games for so long. They weren't around. PlayStation 2. I don't have copies of them anymore, and if you try to buy them online, they go for hundreds of dollars, and I can't afford to do something like that. So I got a 5, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I'm very, very excited for these games to come out.
What games have you been playing?
So just the stuff that I already have, I haven't bought anything new yet, but I really like that it is backwards compatible, and you can upgrade. Like some of the games I have, they were like, okay, you have this version, but we'll give you the PlayStation 5 version, which is a crisper, better looking picture, which is awesome. And I really like that about it. It's fun. I've only had it. I got it this past weekend.
I like that they finally did that as well, because when I upgraded from the 4, because my 3 did the same thing, and I thought that I could play the 3 games on the 4, and you couldn't.
It was a bummer.
It was you totally couldn't. So I had to
not backwards compatible.
It wasn't, not at all. And I had to rebuy some of the games that I really liked on the 4, which pissed me off. But I'm glad that the 5 is living up to their promise that you can do it.
I had one of those moments when you're a dad where it was Saturday, we're sitting around, my wife and I were like kind of cleaning up, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, I want a 5 and I want it right now. And I go online and I'm like, okay, I buy it so I can pick it up at Best Buy, and I leave. Mary knows that what I'm doing, but my kids don't know, and I come back and I'm like thinking Dad's gonna be a fucking hero, because I remember every moment growing up where my mother came home with like
something cool,
Sega fucking Genesis, and my head exploded. Where it's like, oh my god, Sega Genesis, this is the greatest.
It's like they say, it's like saying we're going to Disney.
Yeah,
right,
That type of thing.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And I was like, I'm home. Look what I got. And I got this brown bag, and Fiona looks at it. She's like, what is that? I'm like, it's a PlayStation 5. It's like, for that kind of money, you could have bought me a cell phone. And I was like, and then Ronan walks out of the room, and I'm like, look, we got a PlayStation 5. He's like, cool. Yeah. He walks right past it and goes into he's been playing it every fucking day since. But I was expecting something bigger.
Cool, man.
I was expecting something bigger. I was the most excited person in the house about this thing. And I was so excited because I was like, they're going to be so fucking excited. And they just...
You built it up in your head.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, welcome to fatherhood,
my mom used
everybody.
to just every once in a while she'd bring fucking a video, the X-Men 2 video game she brought home one day, and I was like, oh my god, I've been thinking about this game for months. How did you know that I wanted it? It was the biggest deal to me.
You've only been writing it on the walls, Tito.
Because everything they want is at their thumb tip now.
Right.
They don't have to wait for anything. They don't care.
That's
Lousy.
Right. That's my fault for putting that out there.
Well,
but, you know,
it's all right. You
that's my geek flag.
Bring home a dinosaur, they wouldn't even be amused. It's a T-Rex. Can I go sleep at my friend's house tonight? Honey, we have a T-Rex.
But he smells.
He smells. Baby smell.
I have to walk and baby smell. My geek flag. I am knee deep in the shit. No, I am knee deep in The Boys. The new season of The Boys.
It's good, isn't it?
Oh, damn that show. I don't want it to end, but I do. Because I think if it ends now, it's going to end and be an incredible show from start to finish. But at the same time,
It's got one more season after this.
It has one more
season.
Yeah.
It is so good.
I haven't seen any, but I read an article today. I didn't know this was a thing people do, and it makes sense in this day and age, where people are starting to realize what the show is actually about, and there's like backlash.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of making fun of us.
About me?
Yeah.
You're
Right.
making fun of me?
Right.
And I didn't know this was a thing people do.
Yeah.
They're like intentionally putting all these bad reviews on
review
fucking
bombing.
Yeah, I didn't know that was,
they've been
I didn't know
doing
that was a thing.
Yeah.
So they've been doing that since the Captain Marvel movie.
It's been
man.
more than-
I've never said anything bad about anything.
Oh no, but I think that's different though. Like if you don't like something, you don't like something. But you're
Just like to go out
we're
of your
gonna
way
team
to
up
make
together
it
to make the
yeah.
fucking Rotten Tomato score really low.
Yeah, that's what everybody's doing
You
now.
are a loser. That's some loser shit.
And we've given them the technology to do it.
Yeah.
I know.
I blame you people, you geeks, you nerds with your tech knowledge eye
It's true.
and your tone loc.
Oh, you did.
Oh, I said it right.
Oh.
I meant to say it wrong on purpose. God, I suck.
You meant to say it wrong and you said it right. That's the most Mark thing you could have done.
Like when I try not to do a Christopher Walken impression, I sound like Christopher Walken. My other thing is I also saw Boy Kills World, and it's awesome.
I'm the only one that hasn't seen it yet.
See it.
All right, I'm buying it right now.
Are you buying it?
I love
Dude, it's
the
It's on
outcome.
sale. It's
short,
$14.99.
too. It's not
short.
that long.
I love the outcome of the movie.
Me too.
So different from your normal seek revenge flick, and it just makes me want to watch Archer again, which I had.
It had an ending that came totally out of left field. I did not
totally
see it coming.
Loved it. Loved the movie.
I like the cast, fun cast. Another Charlton Copley.
Yeah, cameo.
I thought this guy wasn't working anymore.
Yeah,
He's in
seriously.
2 movies I've seen in the
Yeah.
last month.
Yeah.
His voice is great.
And both revenge movies too.
Both revenge
very similar.
movies.
Monkey Man in this
Oh,
one.
Monkey Man.
Yeah.
Dude,
right.
the guy who the only thing I could compare him to is Pootie Tang. I think that guy's fucking hysterical.
Oh, the guy with the beard?
Who you can't understand what he's
No, I
saying.
know.
You can't read his lips. I think
It is
everything he says
hilarious.
is fucking hysterical.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do wanna- I do
and he
wanna do an
dies and he
episode
says something
on this.
like blah 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 toe jam.
Told you.
Did you ever see? He's in that movie with Brie Larson, Free Fire. I think. It's
Oh,
called.
you just added it.
I did, and it was good. He's in that too. He's
Charlton Copley?
The whole thing takes place in like it's basically a deal, a weapons deal. I think, if I recall correctly, a weapons deal
in the
gone wrong.
warehouse.
Right, they're all in
what's
this
that movie
warehouse having
called?
a free fire.
It's on. You have that?
I have it,
Oh,
yeah.
I
It's
on the
remember.
Voodoo.
I remember wanting to see that movie.
Yeah,
Somebody watched it.
Somebody handsome is
he's
in
one
it
of the
too.
guys in it.
Me.
Tone Locke, I think.
Tone Locke.
Anthony Locke is in that movie.
Tom Locke.
Tony Locke.
Anthony Scott Locke.
His song won.
Right? Renowned rapper and actor Anthony Scott Locke.
RZA.
What's making your geek flag fly?
So
Dad?
I haven't really watched anything new other than I saw the TV Glow.
Oh yeah. How
which
was it?
It was
Oh, did you
falsely
finish it?
advertised. Yes, it was a
Did the
falsely
TV not
advertised
glow?
film. No,
It's A24, so did
No,
it
but
promise
I-
entertainment?
You liked some of it until you saw the whole entirety of the film.
right. Well, it looked like it was going to be like some type of cool horror movie,
Yeah.
like thriller, and it wasn't. And I mean, it was good.
Josh
And-
Gravel promoted that.
Did he?
When he was
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
He
Oh, that's
talked
right.
about it.
Yes,
First time I
yes,
remember
and that's what got
hearing
me
about it. Yeah.
interested in it. And I mean, it was good. But it's just kind of like it went off in a direction that I didn't
Is it
expect.
too artsy?
A little bit,
Yeah.
But the real thing
That's
is
generous.
Thank you.
I just can't stop thinking about New York Comic Con 24, and
The more you talk about, the longer it's going to
I
take.
know, but I'm excited to go back, and then I'm going
That's
with
what
my
she
best
said.
buds. Somehow I'm even more excited than I was last year when I had never been. We're going for all 4 days, an extra day to experience the actual city. I've been watching New York set films like Ninja Turtles and the Spider-Man flicks.
You know
John
it's not
Wick
really
and
like
Die
that
Hard.
there, right?
I know. But I'm
Ninja
just like, I
Turtles.
can't stop thinking about it.
I thought
King Kong.
No, I'm not expecting that type. No,
you were
I'm
going to
just
go
saying.
with, I've been watching New York movies like Manhattan.
Yeah, Mean Streets.
They're in there. No, they're in my list. I made a playlist, a list for it.
Oh my God. I love it.
Not
love it.
not so much because of the characters. It's just a lot
New
of
York
times
City itself.
New York City's a character in
So am I,
in
this
and of
city.
itself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's right.
The city that never sleeps.
Although in Comic-Con, there are going to be, Spider-Man and Ninja
Right.
Turtles will be there.
Right,
So
that's
he's not
true.
wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To be fair.
To be fair,
Playing Spider-Man 2 on PlayStation, but yeah, I'm cultivating a New York Comic Con playlist. on Spotify. So I'll share that one,
this guy.
like I did with the Bat Family playlist. So
It's
follow
gonna be nothing but Sinatra's New York, New York on a loop, like Mark with Tone Loc.
With Tone Loc.
Or Tom Locke.
So follow me
Anthony
on
Locke.
Spotify, 3GD Derek. I got in touch with Valeria Focaccia.
Oh, the artist.
Yep, who did the Cassandra Cain Assassin's Creed one for me, the commission last year. And she's as long as she's going to be there, she's going to do a Stephanie Brown version.
The Assassin's Creed
and
by
facing the
Stephanie
other
Brown?
way. So I'm going to
put them facing each
put
other.
them right next to each other.
Nice.
There you go.
So
Take a picture when you get them framed on the wall. We
I
wanna
will,
See
I
what
will.
They both look like together.
But yeah, I mean, I know it's a ways away, but I'm just super excited, and we've got.
And you're
going to
get even more excited the more they announce. The more
absolutely,
guests
and that's the
stuff,
thing is
because
like
there's
I
not
check
much
every
out there
week.
yet.
We've got a ways to go. I'm going to try not to beat it to dead. Beat it to death.
Phrasing.
Right. But I might not be able to help myself.
Oh, New York! Oh, New York!
But I definitely think it's gonna as more things are added, it's probably gonna show up on my Geek Flag.
It is going to, and I believe a crossover is going to happen. We are going to meet in person.
That's right.
Yeah, hopefully.
The Brothers Ham.
Get your shine box.
That's right.
Tristan
One
and
of our
Chris.
favorite podcasts,
Yep.
Chris and Tristan Ham. Yeah,
So
we
hopefully-
talked about getting together with them last year,
Right.
and it fell
and then
through.
they couldn't make it.
And hopefully this year they will be able to make
Right.
it.
And I'm
if you guys
psyched.
are listening, and we hope you are now on the hook.
Yeah, you're on the hook.
That's right.
Get down. That was perfect.
Definitely.
But strip clubs, here we come.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
That's
no.
it. The one with the turtles, right?
The one with the turtles.
Take off that latex costume.
New York City
Oh.
sewers, here we come. Wait a minute.
Smells like shit.
Where's the Foot Clan?
Can we put like a
no
Domino's
green ooze.
pizza down the sewer? And be, the tab's
That's no
13. Yeah.
30 minutes.
We're gonna,
late,
we could reenact Ninja Turtle scenes.
We could.
We could
We
do
could.
ninja
We
fights
could-
on the roof.
But yeah, so it's gonna be a good time.
Get
And
you a skateboard.
I'm just super. I'm jonesed.
Mm-hmm.
And
Jonesed.
and it's funny because I grew up hating New York, but until I went there, and I'm like, it's a good thing that I never went to Comic-Con when I was younger.
Yeah.
Because I probably would have like moved down there. I would be a New Yorker, and I wouldn't have met you guys. Well, I would know, but
Yeah, but I don't care.
you know,
But you would have lost touch.
You would've-
right.
Yeah, you wouldn't have met these two.
wouldn't
fine
have
gentlemen.
settled down. Well,
You wouldn't have met a girl.
settled down with my wife anyway.
with a Gem and the Holograms T-shirt.
That's right.
Oh, you would have missed
That's right.
that.
I would have. I would have missed it.
See? That's what Uncle Buck does, man. It brings out the
It
feelings.
brings
See
it
that?
does. It
We've
does.
all got
It's
the
a
feels.
great movie.
That's thanks to Uncle Buck.
Hey, if you have no idea what we're talking about in terms of Gem and the Holograms, why not listen to our last episode and all of the past episodes before that one to get some semblance as to what we're talking about.
And to tide you through the next month when we're not putting out new
right.
Thank
content.
you. That's true. Brian, how do they do it?
They can go to www.3gdpodcast.com. That's www.
The number 3.
gdpodcast.com. And as Mark said, you'll be able to find everything. All of our past episodes are there, along with one-click buttons. If you're not a subscriber, we encourage you to hit one of those buttons to the podcast platform of your choice, and you will be sure to never miss an upcoming episode. Most importantly, if you could please, if not at the website, then wherever you can rate and review podcasts, please leave us a 5-star rating and a review. It greatly helps us to move a little further forward from the rest of the podcast pack, and most importantly, it helps other people to find us while they're searching for great geeky content. Our social media presences are also linked to the website. They are Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, now X, and our audio can be found weekly on YouTube as well. We have a Ko-fi page, and Ko-fi is like Patreon. If you like us and you would like to help keep the show going, any donation that you can make, large or small, would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Please and thank you, because as we always say, podcasting is not cheap. So with that, I just want to say thank you out there, everybody, for listening. Again, we will be off for the next month. We're taking a summer hiatus. We will be back in August, and I think that's pretty much it. So back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, boys. And thank you, everybody out there, for listening. For my mom and for my wife, Sarah, this episode was for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If not, blame the other guys. I got nothing to do with it. So until next time, for 3 Geeky Dads, I am Mark.
I'm Derek.
I'm Tone Loc.
I'm Tito.
Saying goodnight and keep watching the skies and get in your mouse and get out of here.
Ah, nice.
Mark's a big fan of our coffee page.
Yeah, our coffee page.
Coffee.
Like
it's
a coffee
pronounced
page.
coffee.
Yeah.
It's coffee, it's Locke, and it's Ralph Fiennes. Get over it.
See, I'm surprised you didn't defend yourself by saying, well, the show wasn't called Roke. It was Rock.
Oh, yeah.
R-O-C.
Where the hell were you before with that?
I didn't want to let you win.
Let the Wookiee win.
So it's a two-parter.
What's
My joke.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
it's one of those ones where like after I go, huh?
We have to
Huh?
respond.
And then I got no. You don't know. You don't have to respond.
Oh.
You guys can like comment, but I'm just gonna be like, huh? And then I have another part.
Okay.
Like a tag. You'll like
Punchline?
it. You'll like it, Tito. I
Tag-
think you're gonna
tag
love it.
your-
I think it's right up your alley. I don't know.
You're like,
Tito's hard to please when it
get
comes
ready
to
for the
jokes.
tag. If you don't know that they're called punchlines, then I don't know if this is gonna work.
No. Well, I know punchline, but like a little tag at the end.
Yeah.
All right.
A little extra.
Little extra. Yeah, exactly.
A punch tag.
A little more bang for your buck.
Oh, there we go.
bang.
That's what I've been missing.
Trying to be cost effective here.
Mo better bang.
Bang for
jokes.
my buck.
No, that's too big.
Mo better bang.
All right, you guys ready?
I'm ready. Let's do
We're
it.
ready.
All right. Because it came. It was. I would.
And
Well, we'll see.
and I'm looking up Diane Franklin.
I would. And this is the. And
I don't know if we're maybe similar. I always
Let's edit that out. See it? Don't see it. If you don't see it, then
SCTV it.
we don't want to know you.
to see that shit. See it again.
Yeah.
I mean, you
As
probably
Tito,
keep watching
said, I don't want to know anybody that doesn't like Uncle Buck.
it. Yeah, I don't want to live in that world.
it's true.
You don't have time for that kind of negativity.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I got the emphysema. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh Lord!
Oh Lord, it's a fire.
It's a fire.
I said somebody's having a barbecue. No.
Ain't nobody got
Good
time.
Lord, it's a fire.
Oh my God, she's like the Uncle Buck of fucking
TikTok
YouTube
videos.
clips.
I
Yeah,
know.
she's another person. I just want to hang out with you for a little
Yeah.
bit, lady. You look like
Yeah.
so much fun.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids.
I'm
hide
never
your-
seen
I'm
that
laughing
video?
at his impression.
Oh my
I
God,
thought he
it's
was
so
making these
fucking
up.
funny.
Uh-huh.
Is this
lost
from a
respect.
movie or
No,
No,
it's
like a news clip.
Like a news
Oh.
clip of this woman on the street.
Oh, there's a fire.
Yeah. And I got the emphysema. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
There's smoke everywhere.
It's a lady on the street?
Yeah.
Just living on the street?
So good.
No, I don't know,
She's
but
being
they-
interviewed.
Is
There
anybody
was a
helping
fire.
her, or are we just...
No, there was a fire. She's being interviewed because she witnessed it.
Oh, one of
yeah,
those
yeah,
things.
yeah.
Oh, I see. So they're going to
Witness
songify
eyewitness.
it any
Yeah, yeah.
minute
But-
now. We'll have
they
another
may.
songify.
It's old, so they may
Yeah,
have
it's
already
like-
done it.
It's 15 years ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
have to check it out.
Yeah, please do. Put it on your geek flag.
I'll look it out.
It's on my geek
No,
flag.
I'm going to look at songify. I'm not
Ain't nobody got
checking
time for that.
They did songify it.
Did
it. Oh, they
Oh,
did.
yeah, they
That's what I
did.
just...
Yeah.
Pay attention.
I'm sorry.
God damn it, Brian.
It's in the editing. It's a beat behind.
The editing's not quite right. It's such a dumb
It's like
thing
the-
to say.
it's like the title to our podcast autobiography. The editing's not quite right.
Oh.
Yeah, see?
I love it.
All right, well, let's edit
Anyway.
this and get to... so let's edit all of this.
All of
and-
that.
A lot of people hate my voice. You ever hear of a ritual killing?